Hello, everyone. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. It's me, Ethan Van Sciver. Happy to be with you. 27-year veteran of the comic book industry, world's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. Great big Star Wars fan, trusted member of the media. Just woke up. I finally got to lay down and get some sleep. We had an incredible day yesterday. Finally, this is what I determined to be an incredible day. I order a large dumpster. And it arrives. I'm so happy. We've got a big, gigantic dumpster in our driveway right now, and it means that we're emptying the garage. And we're emptying the garage because books are coming. Massive amount of books are coming. And there was a lot of stuff in the garage that we didn't need. We got a new mattress, so the old mattress the mattress weighs a fucking ton. You got one of those space-age NASA mattresses. And they weigh way too much, and it's like a king-size mattress. It weighs a ton already, and then it's awkward. It flops all around. Getting that into the dumpster was tough, but fortunately, I had two women there to help me. Where was Hunter? Who knows? Hello, chat. Great to see you, chat. 7 of 9 says, Ethan is better than every other human on the planet. Oh, well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, you can say it if you want to. Hail Comicsgate. Let's see. Ravner says, hail EVS. Fuve Stash. Sunbeam LOL. Sunbeam Man. Okay, very good. Great to see all of you guys. Thank you so much. Cam says, how do you feel with the huge weight off your shoulders? It's still here. So that's the problem. We've got to reduce that. Love you guys too. Yeah, so we're just dumping the garage. I'm dumping everything down here. I've got the old stereo. I'm gonna throw that away. It feels really good. Feels really good to get rid of old garbage. Really good. Especially when that garbage is in the way. It feels burdensome. And you can clean it out. You can put it in the dumpster where it belongs. And then you can prepare for the influx of comics. And that's what we're doing right now. We're preparing for the influx of comics. And one of those comics that I want to kind of promote tonight as it's about to close out, and it's not closing out. Well, we could do better than this. This is Sunsworn Edge of Annihilation, Red Gaze Studios. My brother in Philadelphia, even though I think he spelled Philadelphia wrong. Did he do that on purpose? Is there a Philadelphia? Red Gaze, are you really in Philadelphia? All right, that's the alternate reality Philadelphia. But this guy's my brother. I love Red Gaze. I want to see Sunsworn get to 5 figures at least, and maybe even a little bit past that. With 3 hours to go, Red Gaze is sitting there broadcasting right now. He's doing a closeout stream, and I think it would be cool to see. Like, he's sitting there. The campaign moved once because I backed it. I just backed it, a few seconds ago. I backed it the $140 tier, this one right here, For the Future. I don't even know what it is, but the book looks great. Vinny T's involved with it. The art is terrific. We love Red Gaze. We're a big fan of him. It'd be fun to see this campaign move while he's streaming, and he doesn't have to know we're the ones doing it. Let's see if you guys will help out. Back Sunsworn Edge of Annihilation. Links in the description. Let me take a look at this stuff here. Real quick. Centuries after the Titan War, the galaxy enjoys relative peace under the rule of the Astral Union. Its citizens want for nothing. And the defense force, led by the famed Astral Templars, is more than a match for the few rogue elements that trouble them. The disciples of Uul, a pacifistic sect of crystal-wielding mystics, having vowed to never again use their uncanny abilities for bloodshed. This is too high concept for me. Dumb it down for those of us lunkheads in New Jersey. This is very, very cool. The artwork looks great, and if you guys back that, I'd appreciate it. Dix Insider's here. He says, I'm vague on what happened with War Campaign and Cecil, but it makes me sad that you're doing all you can to make Comicsgate succeed, and people are trying to bring you down from within. Stay safe, brother. The more things change, the more they stay the same. I'm vague about what's happening with all this stuff too, but it doesn't really matter, guys. Dumb it down. Dumb it down. Let me smang it. By the way, I am sure, speaking of like backing things, funding things without people knowing it, giving them a nice surprise from a distance, I'm pretty sure Flint Flossie, download sales have gone through the roof. And he's probably like, why? Well, let me tell you why. Flint Flossie, your music has become Well, I mean, I think Fabio probably had the same kind of thing happen. But Flint Flossie, your music has become a part of Comic Artist Pro Secrets forever. But I probably won't play too much more Flint Flossie. But yeah, Flint Flossie, everyone loves it. That's all I hear these days. Everybody is listening to his stuff, and I think they're kind of glad that I introduced them. Kevin Splady says, "How about a plug for Peregrine? The new cover by Good Preston is available." Yeah, Peregrine wings. Hold on a second here. Let me look that up. Yeah, I haven't even plugged that yet. Peregrine. It's hard to say. I think that's my biggest problem. Peregrine. Wings of the Falcon. Peregrine Wings of the Falcon. That's what it was. Yeah, this book is doing much, much better. And it's no wonder when you see this, you're going to be very, very happy. Bruce Wayne says, "Hail Caesar." Hello, hail. Let's see. Share screen. Oh, you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to actually hit the audio button. Wait, I didn't do it again. Hold on. Let's see. This is me, like, just having rolled out of bed and being like, shit, I better get a live stream done for the day. Peregrine Wings of the Falcon. Let me watch this video.
What happened to our heroes?
I used to think my father simply decided that the world needed Silver Falcon more than I needed my...
First of all, let me just say this. Holy shit. Hold on a second. This art is terrific.
I used to think my father simply decided that the world needed Silver Falcon more than I needed my dad.
Can anyone step up?
Your heroes are dead.
Can the world endure
They're gone.
without the icon? Is there anyone left who can take up his mantle?
How did I only realize now how wrong I was?
48 full-colored pages of superhero action.
And what path should I choose going forward?
A return to the kind of comics that we know and love.
Damn.
I'm ready.
Featuring illustrations by Douglas Franchen, who has worked on X-Men Blue and Halo Escalation. Interior colors by Farah Nurmaliza of Door Kickers, Super Harem, and College of the Dead 2.
Good goddamn, that's
Now
how to do a
available
comic.
On Indiegogo.
Can't shout, everybody's asleep. That is how to do it. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me, dude. Yes. Peregrine Wings of the Falcon will feature 48 perfect bound pages of full color action motion and much more. So Douglas Franchen, huh? Yeah, this guy's a pro. This is beautiful artwork. You know, sometimes you see Comicsgate projects and you see the cover and you go, oh yeah, the cover's really good, but the interiors are different. Looks like the interiors and the cover are going to match this time. We got a bunch of different variants here. Damn. Yeah, what I like about this is, I mean, this struck me right away. This takes me right back. This is pro comics right here. This is it's all of the acting. As soon as the camera panned up from here, I was like, whoa, holy cow, this smokes. You've got all these people. This looks like a funeral. This looks like a very small funeral for a hero. It looks like the entire park should be packed. But the few people who remember this hero are here. Look at this guy looking down, shuffling his feet. All these different people reacting to the wind. Holding each other. Here's a couple hugging and crying. Mom and dad, little girl placing a wreath on the ground, fighting the wind. This is really, really good stuff. This is the difference between competent storytelling and actual professional, polished, and well-crafted artwork. Wow, guys! Wow! All right, yeah, love it. I love this. Look at the boots. Yeah, you see stuff like this, and it makes me just want to kind of go back to doing my brutally honest portfolio reviews and pushing kind of Comicsgate artists to do better. This is a premiere. This is really, really, really good stuff. Choosing these angles, walking down this hallway, and then pulling out this costume, and I love this. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm really, really impressed with this stuff. I'm gonna back this. I'm gonna back this book. I actually want to read this book very, very badly. Refreshing, very refreshing. This is the standard that we should that we should go for. I mean, this is what a comic book from any Comicsgate creator should aspire to be like. And I've seen a lot of great, terrific Comicsgate artists, but I'm always I'm always impressed with great art. Sorry, guys. Let me scroll down. I'm enjoying this. Excuse me. Whoa! Holy shit! Smashing through a bus or a Jeep or whatever this is. Yeah, you could just feel the impact. Yeah. All right. All right, let me watch that video one more time. Sorry, guys.
What happened to our heroes?
I used to think my father simply decided that the world needed Silver Falcon more than I needed my dad.
Can anyone step up?
Your heroes are dead.
Can the world endure?
They're gone.
Guys, now, how wrong I was.
48 full-colored pages of superhero action.
And what path should I choose? Going forward.
A return to the kind of comics that we know and love.
I'm ready.
Featuring illustrations by Douglas Franchi, who has worked on X-Men Blue and Halo Escalation. Interior colors by Farah Nurmaliza of Door Kickers, Super Harem, and College of the Dead 2.
Respect.
Now available on Indiegogo.
100% respect. Wow. The idea, I suppose, being that, it's a classic idea. My father was a hero. He's no longer here. He's dead, and I'm taking his costume. I love that stuff. Really, really love that stuff. That hits you. That's what comics are all about. That's what superhero comics feel like to me. Legacy. That it's DC Comics. It's legacy. It's like, hey, my father was this, my mother was this. I'm taking their costume out of mothballs. I may or may not have powers, but I'm standing up. I love that stuff. Yeah, guys, back that comic book. Back it as soon as you can. All right, we got some more people in the chat. Margaret Miracle's here. Deadwood Dale, hail Deadwood. Dale, it's great to see you too. Let's see. Drew, aka Mr. E, says a huge thank you for everything you do for Comicsgate. Also, I want to humbly share with you that the campaign for the second Captain Love book is down to why is everything ending today? Down to the last 26 hours. Thanks for making it all possible. Okay, so Captain Love book 2 is also ending today. We'll take a look at that a little bit. Maybe we should have a little bit of air between these campaigns, but holy cow, Mr. E, Captain Love book 1 was really good. I bought it, I backed it, I read it. You know what? I hate to share this with you, Drew. I read it in the bathtub. And it was great. It was a great book. I was just like, I'm picking up this book. Let me read it. I've got a few moments of like peace and quiet to myself where kids aren't hanging on me. I'm soaking in a bathtub. Let me read Captain Love. And that's where to read it. That's where to read that book. 7 of 9 is like, ew. Yeah, and moist, right. Fenrir Fire says, hail E, I just wanted to wish you a good evening. Thank you. You too. Okay, so what's going on right now? Let's go through a couple of things. First, I want to show you we're still working hard on Cyberfrog statues. We're still working hard on all of this stuff. The Heather Swain statue is coming along. Let me see. Hold on, before I show this, let me make sure this is the right one. No, that is right there. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I got to get my show streamlined and perfect here. All right, this is the final Heather Swain statue. Now, I gotta say, our friend PL Law, who sculpted this, you know, it was his first thing. I mean, he's never really had a statue done before. He did this for fun. He's an amateur digital sculptor, and fortunately, I saw this statue and said, "This has to go into production. It's very, very important. I need to buy that from you." And I am, and he's finishing up a couple more things, I think, on the base of this statue. But we're working with some really, really good professionals. I mean, people who have worked for the mainstream, people who produce statues for DC Direct and Sideshow. You know, creme de la creme. Our statues, our action figures are going to be top-notch quality. I'm going to see to it. I don't want to skip. If we're going to do a Cyberfrog action figure, it has to be good. And I feel like you get one shot at these things. I feel like if it's not good the first time, then the second time people are not going to give it a chance. Right out of the box, everything Cyberfrog has to be terrific. So he's been working with these excellent sculptors who know what to do, who know how to take a digital sculpt and make it. And I don't even understand like what the problem is. Like I looked at the statue and said, just print it out. What do you mean? No. There are certain things that you've got to make sure are right, I guess. They would say make sure everything is 3D. Some things are still 2D. Worry about like things like the laces, the shoelaces here, which are super detailed. Make sure that these are okay. There's no air behind them. Or so I was kind of listening to their conversation. We have a private DM thread about this, and it's fascinating, but I don't know what the hell they're talking about. So we've got everything down the way that it needs to be. Heather looks great. I like her scratches all over herself. A little bit of areola showing here. A little bit of nipple happening here. Then I said to TL Law, I don't mind, I guess. I mean, we'll show a little nipple if you want. And he's like, yeah, I kind of insist on a little bit of nipple for Heather. She wouldn't care, you know. Her modesty wouldn't be a big issue. She's you know, living in the Pine Barrens. Now this hand, I mean, has an axe in it ordinarily, I believe. We're gonna have stretch goals with this statue so that you can switch out the hand and put you can put a you know, a machete here instead. This hand here is holding a Vespis head, a severed Vespis head, but we're gonna have an ultimate stretch goal. If we can get the statue to sell well enough, we're gonna go ahead and switch this arm out. This arm will come off probably somewhere here, like maybe there'll be a hinge here, a magnet, so that you can't really see it. But this arm will come off. And there'll be a bonus arm that's holding Lily's hand and walking through the woods. We'll give you 2 statues for 1. Damn it, that's cool. I'm so excited about that. So there's this going on. And then over here on the other hand, you know, with the Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet campaign, which, by the way, hit $890,000 today. We're fairly close. We're getting close to that 900,000. I predicted, I was like, I think we're going to get to 900,000 by like June 1st. That's my hope. I think we can do it. We've got like 6 days. You know, if I push it, maybe we can get it to 900,000 by June 1st. And then we've got the entire rest of the 6 months to get it to $1 million. So I'm feeling pretty good about my chances here of hitting that amazing landmark goal. All right. So this is what we're doing. We've got the Cyberfrog PVC, miniature PVC toy that everyone gets. I mean, if you back at the $25 level, you're going to get a miniature Cyberfrog PVC toy. And it's coming on a card. I mean, I'm like insisting that this thing look real. Like you could have bought it. You could have bought this thing at a dollar store or a Five Below or something like that. It's just a little Cyberfrog miniature. You're going to get it for free. But we're also going to add a new tier pretty soon when I'm ready to do it. When I'm ready to launch this tier. Maybe this tier will happen June 1st. We're going to launch a tier where, in addition to your free Cyberfrog PVC, you could get the guy that everybody wants. You can get his big brother, and this is Salamandroid here. This is the Salamandroid PVC, sculpted by 3D Robin, and he spent a long time on this. This looks so great. So if Cyberfrog is the size of like a Hot Wheel car down here, you can imagine sort of to scale how big Salamandroid is going to be. This is look at these turnarounds. I'm very, very, very happy with this. Robin, as usual, you did a great job. This is exactly what it needed to be. This is exactly what it should be. It's a perfect representation of my character. We had to go through a couple of things with Robin. Like Robin started with Salamander, and he had a lot more of like a kind of like alligator snout. And I said, push it back. You know, there's a little bit of puppy dog to the way his face is built. But there's also, you know, I was looking at a certain kind of salamander that actually grows teeth. And that's kind of the model that I use for Sal's head. You know, I had to describe things to Robin, like make his brain pan further forward on his head and shorten his snout. Robin, just like a pro, I think his Salamandroid model, this 3D model can be bent in any direction, but this is the pose that we're keeping it in. It just looks great. I mean, I'm so happy. So we're gonna put this beautiful PVC. I'm gonna see if we could get metallic blue paint like this. I'm gonna try my best to make it like super high quality. All of the toys that we make are gonna be super high quality, or else we're just not gonna do them. Toys and statues, top-notch quality. If we lose a little money, that's okay. We just have to get this out into the world. It just has to exist in 3 dimensions for you guys. So the Salamandroid toy. It's the Cyberfrog fits like underneath him here as if he's protecting him with his body. I don't know, guys. What do you think? I am so psyched. It's like there's nothing more fun than to see other people, like super competent, super talented, creative people working on your books, on your stuff. Not on your books, although I'm going to tell you something about that in a second too. All right, so the other thing that's going on. Does it come with COVID-19? I hope not, dude. That might be included, but I don't think so. Yeah, we're gonna get this stuff into production, and hopefully you guys are excited about it. The other thing that's going on is Cyberfrog versus adolescent black belt adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters. That was one of the bigger Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles spoofs. It's like a spoof of a spoof of a spoof. And Don Chin, the creator of the Hamsters, got in touch with me and he said, look, I want to bring back the Hamsters. I mean, it was big in the late 80s and the early 90s. The Hamsters were kind of a cool indie comic, black and white indie comic. Then he's like, I want to bring it back. Like, it just seems like now's a good time for it. And the Hamsters, the Hamsters are very much like the Turtles, except their first names are not artists. They're named after action hero stars. So there's like Clint, there's Jackie, like Jackie Chan, Clint Eastwood. There is who else? I can't remember right now. What are their other names? But anyway, I'm reading up on them now. I'm learning about them. So I got together with Don Chin. I wrote a story that explains where the Hamsters have been. The Hamsters may go forward and exist in Cyberfrog's world. So that's something that we're talking about. Don's like, I kind of like the whole Vespis thing. What if the Vespis are existing? What if the Hamsters, like going forward, are living in 2018 in Cyberfrog's world? That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to interact with Cyberfrog, but they will be interacting with the Vespis, and their world, their environment will be the same. That's something that I kind of like, and we'll talk about that. But in the meantime, this is going to be a giant size one-shot book, several chapters long. I haven't approached him yet. EJ Moore just is going to do some of it. I want Kanan White to do the rest of it. Like, split it up so that I know EJ's kind of slow, so we'll let EJ do like half of it, and then I'm going to ask Kanan White if he'll draw the other half of it. Get him busy. These are the two guys who I really, really trust to draw my characters. The Hamsters will be the whole story behind the Hamsters, like why they were in Philadelphia when this thing struck. That's all going to be explained, and how and why they come into contact with Cyberfrog is going to also be. It's going to be really, really, really fun. Ravner says, "Sounds terrible." Wait, you haven't even seen any of it yet. It's going to be great. How about Viker Mice from Mars? Yeah, we'll get them too. Yeah, it's going to be really, really cool, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys like it. People are saying that the Hamsters were stuck up Preston's ass. That made me a little queasy. No. No, no, no. By the way, Fan Advocacy is going to be having Preston on his show. He invited me. Fan Advocacy invited me for his show. I guess I didn't see him invite me to come on his show for an interview. But he is going to have Preston on there. I guess we'll watch that. I don't know what else to do about it except to watch that show. We'll have to stream snipe that. Have to, right? Yeah, what choice do we have? That's like a big deal. Well, we'll watch that one together. Stream sniping lately has been kind of fun. All right, so let me go through this again before we get to the He-Man stuff. I swear to God, I don't even, you know what? I don't even like He-Man that much, and this annoys me. We've talked about how I feel about He-Man, gay. Sunsworn Edge of Annihilation is edging up on that on the 5 figures. We can push that over. Somebody come over here and back this campaign. Back this campaign at the $140 level for our friend Red Gaze, and let's push it over to 10,000. We can do that tonight. He's got 2 hours left. It'd be so fun to see this succeed beyond his wildest expectations. Links in the description for Sunsworn Edge of Annihilation. Let's make that happen. And then we just discovered Peregrine Wings of the Falcon. And so glad that we did. This comic book by the host of Graded 0.5, who I've been with quite a bit. I've been on their show a couple of times, I think. I'm almost always in their audience. Is closing out in 5 days, $24,445. Let's give these guys a boost as well. This comic book looks rad as hell, guys. And thank you. It looks like you are pushing this. You guys are backing this. They just hit $25,000. Congratulations, guys. That's a nice landmark. I appreciate you guys supporting something. When I'm enthusiastic about a comic book like this, it's not often that I'm like so enthusiastic about something, but this actually is a really, really terrific looking comic book, and I look forward to reading it. I haven't backed it yet. I'm going to back that. I'm going to back this comic book as soon as I get off the air. Wow, totally awesome. Over here, of course, Fragaboom's Black Flag Pineapple Perception is still running. He is so close to 2,000 backers at this point, pushing up on $150,000 with 28 days left. Very, very, very exciting. And Umbrella Guys, another case for the littlest umbrella. 62. It was so funny. Tug was like, I don't think I'm going to beat, I don't think I'm going to get to 100,000 again, but I hope to just get to 50,000. Tug, you're going to get to 100,000 again. I'm pretty sure at this point. 18 days left, $62,580. You're going to do just fine. Your fans love you. They're supporting you. It's pretty clear. And congratulations for that. Cyberfrog, Unforgettable Tales. We're running down. We're running low on posters, on Salamandroid Blacklight posters. People are getting those today. People have been getting them all week. They're very, very happy to get them. So if you haven't ordered one of those yet, I think Andrea said we have about, last time she'd said, Ethan, we have 82 posters left. And she's like, maybe you should kind of shut it down and we should move them over to eBay. And I said, let's just keep them up on this campaign for a little while just to see if we can push this to 200,000. We'll try to sell the rest of the posters here. But then, whatever's left over, I guess we'll move over to eBay. But there just are not that many left. So if you don't have one yet, please make sure to get one. And then Cyberfrog 2 Wreck Planet. Again, we're doing so good with this. We've got how many executive Honeycomb boxes left? 307. Whoa, we've switched to this. It doesn't tell you how many out of how many. There are only 375 left. We started with 2,500. That's pretty substantial. All right, very good. Let me talk to you guys in the chat. Let's see. Good work with the links, wrenches. This is what you guys are meant to do. Thank you guys for doing that. Appreciate it. TK Not at Post says, fantastic idea to bring back the adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters. I bought the book at my local shop sometime around 1986 or 87. Can't wait to see them in the Cyberfrog books with your art style. It's going to be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to doing the cover for it and just watching these guys. I'll watch over this book, make sure that it matches the world of Cyberfrog, make sure that it fits into the story. It's actually going to reveal a few things about the Vespis for the first time. So if you are like reading the Cyberfrog story, you read Wreck Planet, this is canon. I will say this is actually canon. This did happen. Tater Toddler Jaheremy says, is it true Mike started a Minnesota riot in San Diego? It was a distraction so he could steal kumquats without having the cops catch him. Could possibly be true. I was watching a video that was pretty interesting. These riots are, not something that I'm really paying much attention to be honest with you. But there are actually people with guns who are, stopping looting. Good Americans who are just like, yeah, we're not gonna look. We feel bad about all this stuff, but we're not gonna allow looting to happen. I watched a little video from guys who were doing that, which was pretty cool. And I'm looking for it now, and I can't find it. Fucking who cares? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I like the Second Amendment. I'm a big Second Amendment guy. So, it's kind of nice to see, like, Americans saying, this is our community. This is our neighborhood. You're not going to loot and riot and all that stuff here. It's just not going to happen. That's pretty cool. Looters going to loot? Yeah. You got to protect some businesses. You got to do that. Downshift says, you missed my super chat. I'll go back and get them. Don't you worry. Hold on. Sleeveless Comics says, check out the posters on the Peregrine campaign. There's a crossover poster on there that has spawned a crossover that I'm now writing. I think Sleeveless Comics is Micah Curtis. Micah Curtis, you're working with the graded of 0.5 crew. That's terrific, man. Congratulations. And I'll pull up the super chats before we move on. Otherwise, they get stale, right? I mean, people go, hey, I don't even know what that was referring to. Yeah, we want to stay on top of that stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, here we go. Super chats. Kevin Splady. Okay, we got that one. Manic Boy Productions, thanks for $2. Says, I'm all about comics, not trauma. I buy hot dogs. Me too. David L says, thanks for the late night stream. Hail, Uncle E. Yeah, I had no choice. I didn't get any sleep last night. It's like I stayed up all night streaming, like last night. I stayed up all night streaming. I was on Liam's show after I did my show. Woke up and I tried to do Literature Devil's show and was like falling asleep during that. I was trying to stay awake for the dumpster to come. When the dumpster finally came, I was, that was it. I was awake for the rest of the day. So I got zero sleep. Finally, just had to pass out around 6 o'clock. Woke up at midnight. My sleeping schedule is completely and totally effed. But I will stay on top of my work and my live streams. All those on the farm just off Orwell Lane says Eric Weathers' Battlebrick Road is almost halfway to 33K. Check it out, Comicsgate. Hail! Congratulations, Eric. That's great news. Downshift says, Yo, E, I'm thinking of starting a super fan club for you named Fight Campaign. What can go wrong? And Angry Liquid says, just back both books. Hail, Comicsgate. We'll talk about War Campaign if you want to talk about that. I can tell a lot of people have energy and questions. We'll talk about that a little bit. Drew, a.k.a. Mr. E, says a huge thank you for, I read that one. Everyone back, make sure that you do back Captain Love Book 2. That's available, and it's closing out in less than a day. So we want to make sure that gets, as many people's eyes as we can. Brown Guy Shin says, Batwoman, this is not exactly. It's not a creepy, weird lesbian book. It actually looks pretty wonderful. Fender of Fire says, Hail E, just wanted to wish you a good evening. Oh, and the other thing about it not being Batwoman is that apparently Peregrine has respect for her father, right? Silver Falcon. Great respect for her predecessor and isn't just like, this guy fucked up. Now I'm taking over. Girl power. So that's another good reason to back Peregrine. Let's see. So Fender of Fire says, Hail E, just want to wish you a good evening. Thank you. Captain Chokeout says, a super chat. Should you care to read it? I do. Thank you, Captain Chokeout, so much. Dark Gift Comics Presents says, what's up, peeps? Fender of Fire, $1.49, a pie sticker. Blue Samurai Zero says, Hail E, got to back Cyberfrog again as a gift. Deadline? There's no deadline. Back it whenever you want. I'm leaving it open until we ship because I want to get to $1 million. I think that makes sense. So, we're about $110,000 away from $1 million. Got to leave it open and got to just keep that campaign going I think we can get there. Barb Rogers Gun Girl says, I found my black light. Sal on order now. Oh, that's great. Thanks, Barb. Fender of Fire, thanks for a sticker that says my hero. Pumpsback says, I had to get my second Honeycomb box. It's a steal. Yeah, I think if you get the Honeycomb box, here's a tip. Get the Honeycomb box, pay $200 for it. Pull out the pull out the Blood Honey Gold Foil limited edition book, and then also pull out the I Spit on Your Hide variant. Sell those on eBay and make a profit on the box and keep everything else in it. Devil Jacks Entertainment says, first super chat, I bought Blood Honey, big fan, but I dropped my project because of the stupidity. But you handled business like a boss. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that. You have handled business like a boss. Death Metal Hero says, how can anyone look at this campaign and not understand why we back Uncle E on his projects? Hail, brethren and sistren. Hail, Death Metal Hero. TK not at post. Okay, so he's excited about the hamsters. Matt Becker says, hail, you big, beautiful Tubblard. Tater Todd Jeremy says, is it true, Mike? Oh, I read that one. Sleeveless Comics. Strictly Jake says, where's my Blacklight poster? Did you eat it? Strictly Jake, we shipped them all. If you haven't gotten it yet, I hope you get it by tomorrow, depending on where you are in the world. If there is a problem, get with us. We'll send you another one. We'll fix it, okay? Superman BP says, Ethan, only a couple hours left for Dragon Guard. Indiegogo campaign. Looks fun and possibly not as gay as He-Man. The Dragon Guard, of course, is by Kevin Sharp, who was drawing Vampirella when I was drawing Cyberfrog back in the 90s. Jurassic Potts is a new member. Thank you for joining. You will get your Rumblebee trading card if you follow the directions located on the community tab. Make sure that you do that. Comic Books in Cahoots says, first rule of Frog Club, you can talk about it. Story Time with Yang Yan Zhao says, any updates for Rainbow Brute? No updates. We're just proceeding according to plan. People have said, well, give me a date for when we are launching Rainbow Brute. Arbitrarily, I said November 15th. I'm going to try to stick to that just because I said it. So November 15th, we're going to launch Rainbow Brute. Rainbow Brute will be, oh my God, it's going to be so fucking crazy. I'm going to have to launch Rainbow Brute while I'm fulfilling Wrecked Planet. So I'll be like, trying to do live streams supporting Rainbow Brute. Upstairs, we're going to be packing and shipping Wrecked Planet for like 2 months. It's going to take to fulfill that entire campaign with all the stuff attached to it. It's going to be work. The Manskyver household is going to be kicking some ass. Jeremy Burtz, thanks for $5. He says, this is a tip for Andrea's hard work. She is working very, very hard. Mr. Wonderful says, if the toys do really well, will we see more heroes and villains debuting in the Cyberfrog universe? Okay, so the answer to that is yes. If the toys do really well, if this batch of toys does well, we're going to do a whole line of toys. Obviously, we're going to do more Salamandroid. We'll do Heather. We'll do Lily. We'll do Chelsin. And we'll do all of the villains. We'll do Rumblebee, Earwig, Scorpion, Shockroach, Dementipede. We're going to do all of Cyberfrog's bad guys. We'll probably do Traumadeus. We'll do, we'll do all of his villains. We'll do Spite. It'll be fun. Let's see. Damajanai says, hey, I'm glad you are wrecking that Indiegogo. Chris Hunter says, Ethan, please explain everything coming in the executive Honeycomb box. Thanks. Okay, let me read ahead and I'll double back to that. Xavier Harkonnen says Peregrine only has a few days left. And Donut Swan says, Mrs. Donut Swan says you look like a light bright, but she loves your tight, sexy line, so it's all right. Wow. That's quite a, I don't know if that's a compliment. Oh, my shirt. Yeah, this is my Tupac Shakur Bling Blang Blazal shirt, so that's just, a tribute to Pac. Even though I'm more of a Biggie fan because I'm East Coast, still we got to tribute Tupac Shakur. All right, real quick, let's go through the Honeycomb box so that you know what you're getting. I would love to sell a few more of these tonight if possible. Executive Honeycomb box set. By the way, this is the Jay Lee standard cover for Wrecked Planet. We've got more covers coming. Let's see. The perks. Executive Honeycomb box set. This is the best way to order this. Now, the Honeycomb box set, of course, is going to feel a little bit like a Trapper Keeper from the 1980s. Like, that's the texture of these boxes, except really, really tight corners. I mean, it's a beautifully constructed box. This right here, this flap is a magnet, and this part here is the other half of the magnet. So it closes and stays shut, and looks good on your shelf. It's got the nice Cyberfrog We added Wrecked Planet to this, by the way. It was just going to say Cyberfrog, but we've made it specific to Wrecked Planet. So we added Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet because we're going to do a Blood Honey one too. Inside the box, to start with, there is one copy of the J. Lee Wrecked Planet variant cover, and you get one copy of Salamandroid Death's Sting. That right there is pretty much the whole story elements for this book. And then also Cyberfrog Heartsick Horror, which is a bonus comic, art by E.J. Morges. The exclusive gold foil and embossed Ultimate Blood Honey. That is everything from Blood Honey. It's all the story pages from Cyberfrog Blood Honey, smashed together with 1998, reprinted at full size and added to the back of Blood Honey on a gold foil embossed cover with a spine. It's going to be, is that perfect bound? It's going to have a nice spine on it. 80 pages total. This book will be printed on heavy gloss paper, so the paper is going to be much nicer this time. The book itself is going to be thicker. The cover will be gold foil. It's going to have a sculpted classic jumping image of Cyberfrog on it. I should have these fairly soon. I'm going to get, because the work's already done, I'm going to have these to show you in advance, way in advance of, Wreck Planet actually shipping to everyone. The only way to get this is to back the Honeycomb Box. There's no other way that this is going to be available. You're going to get one copy of Amphibionics number 2. You're going to get one copy of the Wrecked Planet Our Heroes Chromium variant. You're going to get one copy of the Wrecked Planet Villainous Scum Chromium variant that I haven't even revealed yet. You're going to get one copy of Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet I Spit on Your Hive. This is exclusive. This is Heather Swain. What is it? It's basically this. It's going to look. This is Heather Swain. It's going to be this from behind, kind of, as she approaches a hive. Her jeans all ripped up. It's kind of a booty shot. This is going to be an exclusive cover that is only going to be available in this box. You can't get it anywhere else. And it will be chromium. One exclusive Cyberfrog wall calendar. You're going to get 6 trading cards. You're going to get 2 big Dazzler stickers. You're going to get a keychain. You're going to get the Cyberfrog PVC, and you're going to get the Salamandroid PVC. You will be receiving this right here, this bad boy, for free. Other people are going to have to pay $20 for this. You're going to get it for free because everything that we do for this campaign, if I decide to add a poster, if I decide to add another little mini book, you are going to get that as well. Now, in addition to that, we just recently added, there was a Salamandroid zine, an old ash can from the 90s. We're going to color that up. We're going to reoffer that. That's going to be in your box as well. That's just a bonus feature. So altogether, it's something like 11 or 12 books. I haven't counted them all, but it's a lot of books and a keychain, 6 trading cards, 2 stickers, and 2 toys for $200. And a few of those items are only available in the Honeycomb Box. So that's right here. We have 375 of those left, I believe. Let me double check here. Yeah, 375 left out of the initial 2,500. And yeah, these are going to sell out. And when they sell out, that'll be it. We can't do more than that. So if you're considering buying a Honeycomb Box, you have time to do it, but make sure that you don't miss out. These, we sell about 5 of these a day, which is pretty good. It's a pretty good pace. Okay. Woo. Let me see what you guys are doing here. We got, the children's book, holding it back, Mason W. Holding the children's book back. I'm not going to have time for it. I'm not going to have time for the children's book to make it the way I want to make it. So we're holding it back, and I might offer it as a kind of bonus thing with the Cyberfrog stuffed animal that I showed you guys, the plushie. It's going to be a kid's book. It makes sense to kind of offer it with the little toy that you might want to get your kid. That's what that is going to be for. I thought about doing it, but I thought, you know what? I need to focus on Wreck Planet. I need to focus on, Salamandroid Death Sting. If I give myself another thing to do, it's going to be too much. And also, I don't want to, I don't want to get it wrong. Let's get that right. That just makes the most sense. So instead of that, I threw in more variant covers, more stuff to make up for that. I hope that's okay with you guys. Oh boy, problems, says Tish McMiggins. There's no problems. Everything's fine. Everything's proceeding apace. Everything's fine. Sierra Whiskey says, take a trip through the war-torn world of Oz as Thea Gale searches for her lost father. Take a trip down the Battlebrook Road by Eric Weathers, only on Indiegogo. Uncle E, hail Uncle E, hail Comicsgate, hail Sierra Whiskey. All right. So I don't know if you guys are watching any of this. I don't know if this is something that you're interested in, but I grew up with He-Man. As a kid, Masters of the Universe, those toys were a big deal. We got almost 1,200 people watching now in the middle of the night. Hail, everyone. Great to see you. I grew up with this stuff. I came home with a He-Man and Skeletor toy one time, and I've told this story before, but real quick. My father, Holiday, looked at those toys and he said, "Son, these are gay." And I said, as a kid, what do you mean, Dad? Son, this is a muscular naked man. This is a homosexual. I said, okay, Dad. And I've never been able to look at He-Man the same way again. I don't know why, but yeah, those toys were, I said, what, Dad, but Skeletor. And he said, yeah, he's gay. And I said, Fisto. And he said, and I said, but Dad, here's Ram Man. Yeah, I mean, look, that's how I was raised. So what are you gonna say? It is kind of gay. Now He-Man, a cartoon from the 1980s, is coming back, and it's gonna be Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith, what happened to your balls? Kevin Smith has has become more and more of a woman. Sorry, I feel like it's true. He's always crying. He's deflated himself. Like, I think is he still skinny? I'm sorry. I mean, I see a man lose that much weight and I get worried. And he's always crying and praising everything. He's talking about, like, he's number one shill of Hollywood. He used to be a director that made stoner movies that Andrea particularly liked. But now I don't even know what he's doing. Well, here's what he's doing, dude. He's doing Return. He's doing Masters of the Universe, Revelation. Well, that's cool. So Kevin Smith is a fan. We know him as a fanboy. Why wouldn't he do Masters of the Universe Revelation? That just makes sense to me, right? But what if you become a cuck? What if your time in Hollywood has turned you into one of these guys who just bends over for these feminists? You're trying to make women happy in your male hobbies. What is the matter with you people? Why are you taking something like He-Man, Masters of the Universe, something that no women like? No women like this at all. And why are you trying to make women approve of this? What is the matter with you? What on earth is going on in your heads? They still ain't gonna fuck you. Just make this stuff for boys. It's meant for boys. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't see ladies doing this. You don't see ladies going, My Little Pony really has attracted more of a male demographic. Well, it has. It has. But the males who like My Little Pony like it just the way it is. It's not like there needs to be bloodshed and violence in My Little Pony, just to possibly attract more males. No, you're going to get plenty of soy boys. You're going to get plenty of lactating pussies enjoying My Little Pony, of course. Sorry, if there are any bronies in the audience, fuck you. But look, this is not the thing to do. Here's what you need to know about Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe Revelation animated series, which is being produced at Netflix. You're like, oh yeah, look, it's He-Man. It's the old He-Man cartoon, and I think that's what Kevin Smith's going to do. He's going to take all this stuff. He-Man and the Heroes of Eternia are coming to Netflix soon in a new animated series titled Masters of the Universe Revelation. The revelation is there's zero testosterone in any of this. Here's everything we know so far. Based on the popular action figure line that originated in the 1980s, the show will be the fourth cartoon in the franchise following He-Man and the Masters of the Universe from 1983. We used to watch it. I used to watch it. It was wholly unsatisfying. It was weird. I mean, it is weird that they kept reusing the same clips over and over again. That's what Filmation did. It's like, I always felt like every story, they just had to face it. Make a story out of these like clips. Make a story out of these animation clips that we're going to reuse over and over and over again. And I'm like, you're not fooling me. I know that you guys are not. There's no story here. It's just the same couple of frames of animation over and over again. But then there was the New Adventures of He-Man in the early 1990s. and a reboot of the original series, which ran from 2002 to 2004. A second live-action Masters of the Universe movie is currently in development, but that's not the only new installment of the franchise that it has to offer in the future. 2 cartoons are being produced by Netflix. She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. That is absolutely ridiculous. People, we've talked about She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, and that is, of course, they took She-Ra and made her into a 10-year-old little lesbian girl. Really, really strange cartoon. I do not understand that cartoon at all. Surrounded by all of these other very strange LGBTQ stand-in versions of her old cast, all with bisexual lighting, costumes, a lot of fuchsia. Incredibly horrible. All right. One of the 2 new He-Man cartoons headed to Netflix is He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, while the other is called He-Man or Masters of the Universe Revelation, which is confirmed to be a miniseries. This is Kevin Smith's thing. Comic book writer and filmmaker Kevin Smith will serve as the showrunner for Masters of the Universe Revelation, and it will be the first cartoon to star He-Man, Skeletor, and the Warriors of Castle Grayskull since the early 2000s. Here's what to expect from the upcoming. All right, look. Female version of Skeletor called Skeletor. If anyone out there has drawing skills, I would gender swap that Skeletor. Make that happen, guys. I'd like to see it. Is it hot? I mean, could you take a woman with a skull for a face and make it sexy? Could you guys do it? Some of you could. I'm sure. All right, here we go. Release date has not been announced, and considering that a trailer hasn't even been released yet, now you guys don't even know why this is a problem. Masters of the Universe Revelation is still a long way from being completed. Fortunately, Kevin Smith has said that work is still continuing on Masters of the Universe Revelation, which, unlike several other shows and movies, it isn't being seriously affected by the coronavirus. No, it's just other illnesses, mental illnesses. Smith says the current plan for Masters of the Universe Revelation to be released in Netflix 2021, possibly in the summer. Masters of the Universe Revelation cast. I can't. I can't even with this design, too. I mean, even as a kid, I knew this was a horrible design. Man-at-Arms here. Even as a kid, I knew this was really, really a strange design. I didn't understand this right here, this little face cuff. I always wanted to push his face into it because, like, it looks like it fits. It looks like you're supposed to push his face down into this somehow and hold him there while you, I don't know, while he's pegged. But green tights underneath this with this puffy tunic. It's a bad design, guys. I know everybody likes this stuff, but it's bad. So far, Masters, you only think you like it. You don't really like it. Masters of the Universe Revelation isn't missing any of the franchise's most important characters. It boasts an impressive cast of voice actors. Mark Hamill is going to be Skeletor. Chris Wood as He-Man and Prince Adam. Sarah Michelle Gellar as Teela. Okay, Teela, big star. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is going to play her voice. Liam Cunningham, by the way, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Republican, Trump supporter. Let's take a minute. Pour one out for Sarah Michelle. There, I've afforded her respect. Stephen Root as Cringer, He-Man's cat. Diedrich Bader as Trapjaw and King Randor. And Alicia Silverstone. Whatever happened to her as Queen Marlena? I used to think she was so sexy and cute. I don't know what she looks like these days. She could be kind of a mischievous MILF type. I mean, in this day and age. But, in the early 90s in her little Aerosmith video era, I don't know, she's a cutie pie. Kevin Michael Richardson as Beastman. Kevin Conroy as Merman, Ethel Merman. Henry Rollins as Triclops. Lena Headey as Evil Lynn. Orko's going to be in it. Somebody has to play Orko. Susan Eisenberg as Sorceress, and more. Also, the iconic characters of the original He-Man cartoon will get to keep their original design. So what are the story details of He-Man Masters of the Universe? It isn't a reboot, but a sequel series. It'll pick up where the 1980s series left. Where did the 1980s series leave off? Was there some kind of cliffhanger that I'm unaware of? Did anybody watch the last episode of He-Man and go, oh my God, I hope they're going to pick this up again? Where this story left off. There was no continuity on that show. It was just like it was just mush. It was just garbage. It's going to pick up right where that left off. That's good. That makes me feel better. I've been on the edge of my seat for 35 years. All right. One major difference is that though He-Man will certainly be around, he'll be around. The main protagonist is Teela, of course. Of course. Of course, Shank Yuger. Of course. Teela is going to be the star of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Even so, He-Man should still have a large presence. He'll be in there. He'll be in there. But really what this is all about now is Teela. We were all very curious about Teela, the action figure that, you know, mostly stayed on the pegs. Teela. Thank you so much, Kevin Smith. Thank you for taking another. This is another, like, you know, boys' toy property. Its testosterone was already kind of questionable. Thank you for making it all about Teela. Thank you for taking the men out of it and just focusing on this one action figure that was thrown in there just to balance out the box. Even so, He-Man should still have a large presence since the series never did get to explore the final battle between He-Man and his greatest enemy, Skeletor. Smith has teased that this fight could finally be shown in Masters of the Universe. They're going to kill each other, and then Teela is going to take over from there. Women inherit the earth when, you know, good men are, I don't know, nowhere to be found. This is insane. This is absolutely insane that you would do this. Insane. Am I going to watch it? No. Let me think about that. Let me double check. No, I'm not. I'm an adult now. He-Man wasn't that good when I was a kid. If they did if they did a new Transformers thing like this, I might check out one episode of it. When Voltron hit Netflix, I watched 2 episodes of the new Voltron. I'm enamored of Voltron. You know, I like Voltron. I think we should get Preston Poulter to be part of a human Voltron. You know, there's some people. I mean, if you did a human Voltron, you'd have one guy be the Black Lion. And then you'd have 4 other individuals. Preston could be one of them. And, you know, and then 1 foot in each. 4 other individuals. Human Voltron. I wonder if there's pornography of that. Has that ever happened before? God, that'd be absolutely insane. Steps in Gold says, morning, Ethan. How about Teela as its ma'am? This is too degenerate even for you. I don't know. My eyes have been open. My eyes have been open to the ways of the world. I didn't like. Here's the problem with somebody like Preston Poulter. It's like he's in the world of Comicsgate, and so we've you know, we're watching his videos and you know, listening to him on Twitter. And then we are taken into his deep, dark, depraved world. I mean, even, you know, for a nice Mormon boy like me, it was eye-opening. CFan85 says, I want to see them pick up Defenders of the Earth. Do you remember that? Was that Star Blazers? I remember as a kid turning on, like, all Star Blazers, and there was a giant bathtub that flew through the sky. I never watched it, really. Defenders of the Earth, were they they had bird wings and the, you know, what was that all about? I don't remember. I just remember the visuals of that. I don't remember watching any of it. How deep does the Preston hole go? Up to the knee, you would think, right? Like up to the knee. That is, or the elbow, depending on, you know, what limb. It's a human centipede. I mean, see, that's the thing. Like, human Voltron would be like human centipede. They should actually make a movie like that. I don't know why they haven't done it yet. People need to listen to me. I don't know why they won't. I don't know why people will not listen to me. All right, let me check these new campaigns. We're going to do a little bit more He-Man because I swear to God, am I paranoid? I really think that, like, you know, Bleeding Cool and some of these like websites that are kind of leftist, are always looking and taking these kind of subtle subliminal shots at Comicsgate that kind of go over the head of other people. But if you're in the know, you know what's going on. You kind of read them loud and clear. And I'll kind of tell you what I mean about that when we go through Sunsworn, Edge of Annihilation. Is this over yet? At least I said 2 hours left. 1 hour left. Yes, we're over the $10,000 mark. $10,578, guys. Show some love for Sunsworn, Edge of Annihilation by Red Gaze Studios, part of the Red Gaze community. We like the Red Gaze community. And Vinny T's involved with this. Vinny T's drawing some of it. Great cover by Vinny T. How do I exploit Vinny T's talent for my benefit? How do I get Vinny T to draw for me so that I can exploit him and make money? I got to think about this. I got to learn how to, I got to take a minute and examine how to exploit more Comicsgate talent in order to enrich myself. Pay these guys, make me some art, and I will take that artwork and I will use it to make myself wealthy. Peregrine, Wings of the Falcon. This is a revelation. I think everybody felt, did everybody feel it in their loins when we looked at, yeah, apparently you did. Look at this. Another few backers there, $25,910. Did you feel it when you looked at this book like I did? It's like this book is good enough for its mainstream. This is DC Comics at its best right here. And look, we talk about the mainstream kind of sucking, but it's never been about artistic. Well, sometimes it is. Oftentimes, DC Comics and Marvel Comics produces really, really good, very positive and fun superhero stories. And this kind of story is something that I can never get enough of. I love this. There are two different stories that are comic book superhero staples, right? That I love so much. One of them is this. One of them is my father, especially if it's a secret. Like she didn't know her dad. I mean, she does know her dad did this evidently, but how cool is it? Like, it's like my father left a trunk in the attic and it had the Batman costume in it. Turns out my dad was Batman. And now I've got to be Batman too, because, there's looting and rioting all over my city. And I can't just leave it up to lunkheads with machine guns. I got to get out there. I like that. I like that story a lot of like legacy. The other thing I like is, and by the way, I like this more the older I get. I like a superhero in his younger days, retired, has to strap on the cape again, has to put the costume on and fight crime, even though he's old, his joints hurt. The Dark Knight Returns story never gets old. It just never gets old. It works. Not only does it work in comics, it works in movies. It works everywhere. Unforgiven, Clint Eastwood is basically Dark Knight Returns. We'll never get tired of that whole thing. So this is one of those stories that I enjoy so much. I recommend that you join me in backing this. Got a new cover here. This is really, really sexy. Preston, this is good Preston. Preston Acevedo painted this. I didn't know Preston could paint like this. It kind of makes me go, maybe I should get him to do a Heather Swain. I see, this is the thing. My natural inclinations to exploit the artist and talent of Comicsgate for my own benefit. I got to put these guys to work for me. Why do these guys get Preston Acevedo and I don't? Doesn't seem right to me. Well, I'm going to get Kane and White. I'm going to get EJ Morges. Those guys are great. But can I exploit more people? This is something I'll be thinking about all day today. This artwork looks great. As I said, really, really good. The action is, this isn't easy to do, guys. To make something go boom on the page like this, you look at this panel and this panel is meant to just hit you in a split second, but it's panels like this that go boom that actually take a lot longer to draw. There's a lot more thought here. You've got the just kind of 1 point perspective of the actual impact here, but then the impact, thinking through how her hitting this Hummer here is going to impact the Hummer. Glass flying all around, the door bending inwards, the tail light popping off a little bit, the tire actually coming up off the ground. There's a lot of thought work that goes into that. Of course, you're not meant to worry about it. You're the reader. You're just there to enjoy it. But for someone like me and other artists, you really do appreciate the hard work that goes into that, the thought work. Great costume. Just great colors. All right, enough gushing over Peregrine Wings of the Falcon. I hope it's clear. I really like this book very much. I also like Dan Fraga's Black Flag Pineapple Perception, which is pretty close at this point to 2,000 backers. He just opened up his second 30 days. Make sure that you have your copy of Black Flag. I'm going to get Dan on here again pretty soon, probably not at 2 in the morning. Another case for The Littlest Umbrella. I love the Tug actually doing great. He's just selling comics. And people say, why? It's like, Tug has never done comics before this. He's an influencer on the internet. I mean, that's just the way it works. You have an audience, you can sell to your audience. All you have to do is make sure that your product is good. Umbrella Guy has a story, he's got an idea. He's a father, he's a family man. He brings his daughter so much into his YouTube show. Their relationship's a big part of why he's successful. So he's made them both into these kind of supernatural investigators together, himself and his daughter. And a whole wealth of stories open up. It's like The Thin Man Returns, but, with his kid. It's his daddy-daughter. Very cool. I love this cover right here is excellent. Let me just say. Every now and then a cover comes along with Comicsgate that's like, yeah, this one stands out. This is excellent. Excellent, professional. Very well done. And this is the cover that I backed. So you guys back another case of The Littlest Umbrella as well. What else are we promoting? We got Sunsworn, Fragaboom. My own stuff. Make sure that you guys back Cyberfrog Wreck Planet, and make sure that you guys also do back. Wow, a few of you did back Wreck Planet. We just got a. What did we do? Oh, we sold 5 Honeycomb boxes. Thank you very much. We sold 5 Honeycomb boxes in the space of this show. That's great. And 181 for 531 for Unforgettable Tales. These are shipping soon. We're gonna, we're getting these. I got my final quote for the book. These come with. I just had to talk about this today. Let me talk to you guys about this, and you tell me what you think. One of the stretch goals for Cyberfrog Unforgettable Tales was the paper dolls. Like, everybody's making these blockhead paper dolls. So I wanted to make those too. I have one of Cyberfrog. I have one of Heather Swain. The question was, should we put those in the book or offer them outside of the book? And my impulse was, I'll put them outside of the book. So that here's the thing, like, people are going to want to make them. I put them, they're tiny, they're just on a comic book size sheet of paper. People are probably going to want to make them. They're, cut them out. And if I put them in the book, they're not going to make them because they're not going to want to damage their book, right? So I shouldn't put the paper dolls as a part of the book. I should just put them on top, outside of the book, outside. Yeah, and good news is that's like 10 cents cheaper. So it's an extra dime to mount these inside the book, and I'm like, I don't even know if I want that. I don't even know if I want to mount these inside the book. Yeah. Make the nose bigger, says Checkpoint. It's not me. You don't get a doll of me. You get one of Cyberfrog and Heather. There is a paper doll of me. I might offer that at some point, and it does have a bonus nose that you can put on, which is just a big triangle that you stick on the ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Here's a big triangle nose to add to your Ethan Van Sciver paper doll. Don't worry, I'm definitely going to buy that and release it. People are doing good work, and you do good work, and I might buy it. All right, let me see super chats here. Mike Murphy says, hey, Ethan, can I get a shout out for Samurai and Dinosaurs, first printing leftovers? Last 50 minutes, less than 30 copies left. Thanks so much. Hey, Mike Murphy's got 30 copies of Samurai and Dinosaurs that are available. So go over and look up Samurai and Dinosaurs on Indiegogo, I assume, right? And get a copy of that book. I got it. It's beautiful. Trevor Nielsen says, hey, Uncle Lee, the death ray of Dr. Vindictus only has 6 days left. Awesome Comicscape project. I didn't even know about that. Nobody ever told me about the death ray of Dr. Vindictus. I'll look that up in a minute. Random Name says, is there another EVS and Zach live stream planned in the not too distant future? Yeah. I talked to Zach, and Zach's just like, things are really toxic right now. Zach is like, things are crazy. Let me just hide for a little bit. And I kind of relate to that and understand that, but I'm not going anywhere. When things kind of settle down, we'll get Zach on the show a little bit. Zach has to feel it. Zach's got to be feeling good in order to do this. By the way, I haven't seen how Jawbreakers is doing. Let me look in on that real quick. Jawbreakers, Grand Bazaar. There it is. I haven't seen this in a little while. Oh, it's doing great. I'm like, leave it to Zach. I'm pretty sure he's going to do fine. Jawbreakers Grand Bazaar graphic novels at 123 with 2,458 backers, 4 days left. Oh, all right. Well, I will tell you, we will do a crossover stream in 3 days. Zach, if you're watching, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how toxic it is out there. Soldier, let's go. We got to get this book sold. We got to get this campaign ended on a high note. Is this just the first 30 days or is this 60 days? I can't remember. I can't remember what he did. But in any case, Zach will be on. I'll make sure Zach's on to close out Jawbreakers Grand Bazaar, whatever this is. If this is the first 30 days or if he's going to extend it, I can't remember. Wait a second. Let me think. He launched it. No, he launched it May 1st. I remember that. This is just the first 30 days. Okay, so this is great for the first 30 days. We're going to get this book past 200,000, but I'll get Zach on here to close this first 30 days out, with, I guess, this week sometime. All right. I'm glad we looked at that. Let me get back to Super Chats. All right. Battle of the Planets or Gotcha Man, says Rock Friend. That's the bird people, right? Let's see. Seed Fan 85 says, I want to see them pick up Defenders of the Earth. Me too. Okay, so we're caught up with Super Chats. I guess I'd want to see that. I'd kind of want to see them pick up Cyberfrog. I think a Cyberfrog cartoon would be good. But I mean, part of the whole thing about Cyberfrog is, again, what is Comicsgate? It's like Comicsgate to me is just independence and maintaining your independence. How do we make the most money from something like Cyberfrog and still maintain the most control over it? It seems like, what you do is you make great animation, you put it behind a paywall on YouTube, and then you just advertise it to your friends. Hey, there are 6 episodes, they're 10 minutes each, and it costs $5 to watch. We make so much money that way, I think. Maybe charge a little bit more than that. I don't know. Maybe it's $5 an episode. But I mean, that's the future. The future is actually that kind of idea. Yeah, cut out with Comicsgate all the time. Cut out the middleman. How do we do it so that it's just you and me? I'm thinking about all this stuff. I don't know. Christopher John says, "Let me do the boards." And then sell Blu-rays. Yeah, like if we made like an hour of great animation, but we split it up into 6 10-minute episodes, like it seems like it would be affordable. Seems like something that we could do. And it would tell a story, The Cyberfrog season 1 is 1 hour long. Mini episodes. Yeah. Comicsgate animation service. You funded almost $2 million for comics, says William Noblin. Yeah, that's why I think we can do it. And by the way, I don't think it's just me. I think Cyberfrog's good. I think if I were trying to fund almost anything else that I was doing, it wouldn't be doing as well as this. I think Cyberfrog really is good. I think it's a good property. It was assessed at it's worth $20 million. I think it's worth way more than that. But right now, at this moment, it's worth $20 million. Kenny Jones says, Uncle E, I backed the Honeycomb Box and the Ides of March cover in the first 24 hours. Is there anything I'm not getting with this campaign? I might need to back more. Kenny Jones, you've got everything. If you've backed the Ides of March and you got the Honeycomb Box, you're getting everything. Feel free to back more. But you don't need to. You're definitely getting one of everything. And thank you so much for your support. Thank you very, very much. I very much appreciate you. Blue Samurai Zero says Outlaw Nights on Indiegogo looks very good. Blue Samurai Zero's opinion. Outlaw Nights on Indiegogo. Yeah. I remember that. We did promote that for a little while. We promoted Outlaw Nights. Yeah, if you're a member, you get access to the show, says Eve. I'd have to charge more for membership, though. I think in order, because I mean, I'd have to pay for 60 minutes of good animation. I have no idea what that would cost, right? I don't think I could. I think I'd have to charge like $20 to watch the whole hour or something like that. There's got to be a way to do it, and make money from it, so other people do it too. L Argo 30 says The Lucent by Michael Bancroft ends in a couple days. Is this stupid or is this genius? Pindrop says, ask Camel Moon. Camel Moon's giving away his content for free. But I mean, that's exactly right. Like, Camel Moon is doing his great stuff. Camel Moon could hide his cartoons behind a paywall, and I'd pay it. I don't know if you would. But I mean, for, his 6-minute animated shorts, if he wanted to charge me $5 to watch it, I'd have to pay him $5 to watch that. Some people are saying it's genius. Thank you, Mohammed Katab. It's genius. It's brilliant, and definitely won't be pirated. Now that's the thing. I mean, you'd have to kind of be like, you'd have to find a way. Why? Okay. Yeah. Sorry. All right. You'd have to find a way to make it so that pirating is irrelevant somehow. Unapologetic Art says Camel Moon is giving the first hit. It's always free. Yeah. Pindrop says I'd buy Camel Moon's DVD. I think he tried to do that. Well, I mean, if he does that for this show, he's doing a comic book. But if he actually decides that he is going to put that these cartoons as a Blu-ray, I will buy them. Definitely. I've watched them 100 times. They're really good. I mean, look. Here's the thing. We're talking about what's going on with Comicsgate right now. Just from a business sense, like, me, Cecil, and John Malin, and that group, we cannot break up. It's just, there's too much. Just for the sake, somebody goes, you can't stream alone anymore. My wife yelled at me about it. She's like, you can't just do solo streams. You have to do streams with Cecil and Malin. By the way, Cecil is on vacation right now. And John Malin's just taking a break. He's just cooling out for a little while. But he's like, you can't do live streams alone because Camel Moon. I was like, you're right. We got to keep doing like material for Hale salad. So if it works, it works. And it does. I really enjoy myself when I'm talking to John and Cecil. I can't allow John and Cecil. To be upset. To be mistreated on the internet that way. Everybody's going to kind of get kicked around a little bit, but I'm not going to be supportive of people who are abusing my friends. I'm not going to do it, and I don't care what the reasons are. I just don't care. Those guys, Cecil's been to my home. Those guys are good folks, and not only that, we make great YouTube content together. So, that's how it is. That's how I feel. Cecil took the fall for EVS and went to jail. Thank you, Cecil. I appreciate it. Thank you for going to jail for me. EVS, Mail, and Cecil streams are a thing of beauty. The best Comicsgate streams. Are there better Comicsgate streams? I don't think there are. I think, when three of us are together and we're in a good mood and we're lightly toasted, it is the best content that Comicsgate has to offer, until Zach decides to live stream again, which, right. Maybe one day. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Donk says the Liam streams are bad. Yes, they are. You're right. I take it back, Mr. Donks. Oh, I had a nice talk with Liam off the air. Should I say this about Liam? Yes, I will. This is the kind of thing you have to be honest about. But Liam, after yesterday on Liam's show, or yesterday morning on Liam's show, big blow up where I'm yelling at Pan. Like I'm literally like, fuck you to Pan and all this stuff. My wife was like, she's upstairs listening. She's like, at one point you're like, who the fuck are you talking to? And I was like, there's my Jersey husband. It was fucking crazy. Go back and listen to that stream. It is insane. I mean, it's got to be good listening. But anyway, when it was over, what you don't see is when we kind of end the broadcast, we're in a room together. And you can leave if you want to, but we actually talked it out. And I told Pan a couple of things. I said, look, War Campaign's going to do what it does. Here's where War Campaign's going to have a problem with me. If War Campaign is going to go off and I like the idea of War Campaign saying, look, a lot of these smaller creators are falling through the cracks, and War Campaign is going to be there to support them. Now, I'm like, that's cool. If that's what War Campaign wants to do, I'm not going to say anything about it. But if War Campaign wants to politicize that and go, it's because you're peasants to these other guys. If War Campaign wants to, establish a sense of bitterness and class envy and create a sense of entitlement, that everybody deserves equal amount of promotion just because everyone wants to do a comic book. Well, that I'm going to have a problem with that. That I'm going to see War Campaign as enemies, or people who are detrimental to the health of Comicsgate. But Pan and I kind of ended on a fair enough note, and he's doing his thing. He's doing his Twitter thing that's kind of whatever it is. And then Liam said, everybody leave except for me and Ethan. I'm like, uh-oh. So I'm in the room with Liam, and Liam just goes, I don't hate you, brother. Liam says many things to me that are personal. And then he says, I just want to be your friend. And I was like personal. He wants to be my personal friend. I was like, that's not really how friendships are made, but okay, let's be friends. Let's be friends, Liam. I didn't know that. I didn't know you wanted to be my friend. So he's like, I do. He's like, I feel like I'm, alone in Australia. I was like, all right, so you'll be my friend. So me and Liam are going to be friends now. I don't make friends easily. Liam's like, you said no new friends. And he's like, and my heart broke because I wanted to be your friend. I was like, all right. How cool is that? Why couldn't you just say something like that? Why couldn't you just say to somebody, I want to be your friend? And it's like, what are my motivations? My motivations are I want to be your pal, and I'm trying to be your friend. I'm trying to get close to you. And then, I feel like, there's a wall of cynicism and mistrust, but Liam just putting it on the line there, like whatever you see me doing, my goal is to just be your pal and be your friend. And I was kind of, part of me just being through like the horror of what it is to be Comicsgate, like constant betrayals, constant just attempts to undermine power struggles and all this stuff. And here you've got Liam, who I've told, I'm like, look, you've got a great show. You're doing a good thing. You're doing good work. You're going to be able to support yourself and promote your own books. And he's like, I would have liked a little bit more promotion. Yeah, but it's mostly just because I really hope to get close to you and be in your inner circle and be your friend. And so, part of me just took it like went, oh, this is innocent. This is real. Okay, let's be friends. Good for Liam. So I do like Liam. I think he's funny, and he's a good guy. He's very, very smart, and his show is good. So Liam is my pal. No, we're not BFFers. Not in the sense that, not in the Doug TenNapel sense. No. Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's what it is, right? Little brother Liam. Ethan's little brother is Dr. Liam, confirmed. Little brother Liam. Yeah, exactly right. It's just like, here's the thing. I'm prepared constantly for people to just be horrible to me. I'm on edge for people to just be horrible. And I'm prepared for it. But that was, that was kind of nice. No. Yes. That is right. Okay, guys. Now, see, this is why there's a problem, because of things like that. That's ridiculous. But here you go. I just want to be your friend. Okay, Dragon of Blackpool, whoever you are. Liam Gray. Liam Gray is he's doing a book called Xenotype. Okay, Liam has been on my Facebook for a little while, and he's just been there for a while. So and I kind of just like, yeah, hey Liam, but that's that. I'm sorry. Yeah, building your own channel isn't the best advice for Liam, says Ted Zagara. Why do you say that? Isn't the best advice? I wonder what you mean by that. Is he prepared to convert to Mormonism, says Moot Point. Well, that's a prerequisite of being my friend. The Book of Mormon is in the mail to him right now. I expect him to read it. I expect him to pray about it and let me know how he feels. His shirt is a gay op. It's not a gay op. It's Tupac Shakur. There's nothing gay op about it. It's very sincere, guys. It's very sincere. All right. So anyway, our boy, our pal, I think I've introduced you to him a few times. Our boy, our pal, Dan Fraga, Black Flag Pineapple Perception. This is his book right now. And of course, it's a big success. This guy left DC Comics at a point when he was drawing a comic book for them. He just couldn't take it anymore. And I can completely relate to it. When you're about to go do your own book, it's like when that's in the back of your head, when there's an out, it's like the out for me. I had to do four, I can't remember if it was 4 or 5 more issues of Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, right when I was in the headspace of I'm going to do Cyberfrog again. So, I mean, that was a horrible thing. It was just like five fucking comic books before I get out of here. Finally, I got 4 of them done. And the whole time I'm rushing them. I can't wait to do Cyberfrog. And I just finally begged, I said, please let me out. Let me just leave a little early. They said my contract was up in October or I needed to finish these 2 books. So if I could have held out until October and it was like April or I needed to finish this other book, I just said, please let me go. So they did let me go and I was able to do Cyberfrog. And that is kind of where Dan was. Dan got a job doing 6 issues of He-Man, Masters of the Universe at DC Comics because he was working for Mattel and Mattel recommended him to DC to be the artist, to do this series. And Dan and I were on the phone, last year talking about what I'm doing, talking about crowdfunding, talking to him about Comicsgate and what it is. And he's telling me his own personal experiences regarding social justice warriors that had threatened his job on the internet over some bullshit. He'll tell that story all the time. When you get attacked by social justice warriors, it doesn't make any sense. And you're so outraged by it that you have to talk about it all the time. You have to just check and make sure that other human beings are still normal. You're like, does this sound normal to you that I posted a picture of my daughter eating cheesecake and this total bitch said that I was fat shaming her and then called my work? And I mean, it's like, no, it doesn't make sense. The world is still mostly normal. You just had your first encounter with an SJW. Congratulations. So Dan experienced a little bit of that. He's talking to me about it. He's getting, he's understanding what Comicsgate is. And I'm like, this is what I'm doing. But I will tell you, it is nonstop war. I lost all of my industry friends just about. But I don't care because I'm doing what I want to do. I'm making way more money. I'm very happy. I have a devoted fan base. God bless them. And I made the right move. Every day I'm even more sure, especially with what's going on in the industry. Every day I'm even more sure that I did the right thing. But I said, I don't recommend that you do this. I do recommend that you crowdfund. I'll help you crowdfund somehow. But I don't think that you should be Comicsgate. He said, I think I am Comicsgate though. I think I am Comicsgate. And it's like, well, maybe keep it to yourself. I don't know. Anyway, he just came out guns blazing, like, fuck it, I'm Comicsgate. And this is Black Flag Pineapple Perception. This is the book that came from it. He was looking forward to doing this. And because he could not wait to get back to doing Black Flag, he quit his job on He-Man, Masters of the Universe. And here's Bleeding Cool today. And I really think this is a subtle shot at Dan Fraga. I mean, look at the title of this article. So Dan left. I think he got 2 issues done. And some other people had to come in and take over and finish the book. And this is kind of, I think they're shot at Dan. But it's very subtle. And I think Dan is just meant to see it. and Dan is meant to kind of maybe get his feelings hurt or get his nose tweaked over this. But it's about something else. So Rich Johnson wrote it, of course, and fuck you, Rich Johnson, as usual. One of the worst people on the face of it. I have to sneeze. Do I suppress the sneeze or do I just sneeze? Oh, God, I knew COVID-19 was going to get me eventually. I think I'm okay. Tim Seeley and Tom Derenick. By the way, both of these gentlemen, but Tim Seeley used to write Cyberfrog fan letters. If you get Cyberfrog 0, you'll see that Tim Seeley is in there. There's a fan letter, and he drew a character for Cyberfrog to kill. I had this contest. I didn't know it was going to be my last issue of Cyberfrog, but I was like, yeah, fans, send me your character, and Cyberfrog will kill your character. That was the contest. And he created this bird, and I'll never forget the artwork, and it was just a white bird baby thing, and it said, I want Cyberfrog to whoop my white birdie ass. I loved it. I gave Tim Seeley the win. He wasn't a creator then. He was just a kid. Now he's a creator. He wrote me a 5-page Cyberfrog story, and he's done some Cyberfrog art that I'm going to spare him and not let that stuff see print. Tom Derenick, who did fill-in art for one of my issues of New X-Men. Like, he drew like 4 or 5 pages of it, I think. They have been taking He-Man and the Masters of the Universe on a DC Comics multiversal journey. Multiversal. Yeah, universal, multiversal. Not so much crossing over with DC Comics characters as concepts, such as on Crisis on Infinite Earths, but with multiple He-Man worlds colliding. Tim, you didn't have to do this. If you got a He-Man book, oh my God. Maybe this wasn't his idea, though. The final issue does its best to lay out the final stage of affairs, though it seems that Dead Means Dead, the Dolph Lundgren version of He-Man from previous issues, remains a corpse, but others are managing to get their powers on. So it's like, hey, here's all these alternate reality versions of He-Man from various He-Man things that you might have He-Man seen. Come on with Prince Adam. You know what I mean? Like, why? What are you trying to say? What, you know, even as a kid, like watching this cartoon, I'm like, what are you trying to say with this this dude? And by the way, how do you not know this is He-Man? Prince Adam is meant to be kind of a pussy. He's a wimp, and that's why they've got him in pink, right? He's a cuck. He's a soy boy. You know, he's a femme. And then he lifts up the phallic object, which is his source of power, and he becomes nude, and he's He-Man. But I mean, the thing is, like, this is not, he doesn't look weak. He doesn't look different than He-Man. Hey, I'm He-Man, but wearing pink. When I lift my sword, I'm suddenly nude and I'm a hero now. I think I hate He-Man. I didn't think that I did, because I have some fondness for it because it's from the 80s. But just as a property, it really does suck. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Adam, how? I told Man-at-Arms about your portal fiddle. I told Man-at-Arms about your portal fiddle. Ahem, a gravitonic tone manipulator. He whipped one up in no time, and Ork goes there, and I help. All right, so, oh, God. All right, so Dan Fraga was stuck drawing this book for a little while, and he was in hell, I think. I don't know if he was enjoying himself. He told me he was, but I think this might be Dan Fraga artwork here, actually. All right, which also leads to He-Man versus Cthulhu moment, which is probably something they might return to, but we also get a more. So the whole point of this, there's nothing in this article. There is nothing in this article. This article is a big zero. There's no reason for this article to even exist, except to sell more copies of Masters of the Universe #6, which is not going to sell. Good fucking God. It's not going to sell. Even upcoming cartoons and games. And a final sign-off from those at Mattel who approved all of this nonsense. Executive producer of the new TV show, Rob David, Vice President of Mattel, and author of He-Man, The Eternity War. The new worlds to come will all be his. All right, so this is just for the 6th issue. The entire point of this article was the headline. That was the entire diversity lessons and He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. A multiverse. That was the entire point, was just this headline to tweak Dan Fraga's nose. And like, you weren't supposed to know that. You know what I mean? It's like only Dan was supposed to know that. I got the mess. I got it, Rich. I got it. But let me ask you something, Rich Johnson. Let me give you some financial lessons in Comicsgate. This book is going to sell 12 copies. Dan Fraga came over here, did his first issue, and he's at $145,000 right now in just a month. $145,000 a month. I think that's a pay raise. I think that's an increase. I think he got a raise in his salary by coming to Comicsgate. And there's no diversity, is there? I don't think there's any. Well, they got a couple of women here. Do women count for diversity? I don't think women count. I don't think women actually count. I think you have to have, like, you know, I think there have to be like sexual, you got to have some LGBTQ people, and you have to have people of color. It's just everything, guys. All they do is think about us. Everything they do is, you know, kind of a little subtle shot at Comicsgate. And I don't think I'm being too sensitive. I don't think I'm being too sensitive at all. I think I'm picking up what they're laying down, these bastards, these total bastards. I think so. All right, let me look at the super chats here. Outlaw Nights, if you're a member, you get access to shows. Oh, El Largo, The Lucent by Michael Bancroft ends in a couple of days. The Lucent looks really good too. There are a lot of projects out there right now. The Unrelenting Male says Comicsgate should definitely make some movies. Just look how big Kung Fury was on YouTube. Superman BP says researchers at BYU carried out studies in 1987 and 88 that proved conclusively that Voltron is 46% more gay than He-Man. Don't be a science denier. I don't think that's true. I don't think Voltron is gayer than He-Man. Well, there's Pidge, you know, whatever Pidge was. Was Pidge transgendered? What was Pidge? Do you know what I'm saying? Let me look that up real quick here. Was Pidge transgendered? Yeah, I think so. According to the internet, I think Pidge was trans. I'll show you guys. Some of you are like, "What's Pidge?" Oh, well, there's Pidge. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I'm almost sure. Pidge. Or is Pidge a woman? I don't know what's going on. What do you guys think in the chat? Yeah, Pidge is the green one. Green lion. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I don't think Voltron, there is no possible way. Voltron might be more kind of diverse and inclusive, but He-Man was just gay. And by the way, why does Skeletor have muscles? God damn it. Why does he have muscles? Why couldn't he just be a skeleton? You know, I mean, look, you could say, look, he's a skeleton, you know, with a tunic and a hood. All right. But you can even make him blue if you want. But he's super strong. He's got super strength, even though he has no muscles. His head is a skull. Yeah, only his head is a skeleton, you said. Let's see. JC3 says a skeleton isn't gay enough without muscles. So that's what it was. I don't know. All right. 6 a.m. Comics says Apple Arcade has been named Starfetched by yours truly. Perhaps you'll be inclined to check it out. Seriously, though, I get paid per download. Pay up, says 6 a.m. Comics. Good for you. He just got his face burned off. Is that what it is? Yeah. He's not a skeleton. He's not a skeleton. He has the power of the undead, says Man of Action. Man of Action has a nice G.I. Joe avatar there. That's the original G.I. Joe with a face, facial hair, and kung fu grip. A skeleton can't rail evil in. Do you think Skeletor's having sex? You really think so? Michael Von Doom. I don't think so. And if he is, it's like, if he is, Skeletor's definitely a bottom and Beastman is the top, I'm pretty sure. He took her to Snake Mountain. He says, woo. See, you're thinking in terms of, no, I don't think so. This canon. Skeletor's real name was Keldor. Interesting. I didn't know any of this lore. By the way, stop being racist. If I can get people to stop being racist for a minute on behalf of John Boyega, I'd appreciate it. Now, John Boyega hates... Wait a second. What is this? What, are we doing Star Wars stuff again? Poor John Boyega. I feel bad for John Boyega. He played Finn in the awful Disney Star Wars movies. And it's going to take a while for him to live that down. John Boyega, I don't think, was happy with anything that happened in those Star Wars movies. And then he had to also deal with the fan base and Storm Pilot and all of these weirdos on Tumblr. It's pretty creepy. And I think he was thoroughly disgusted by it. But he'll never live it down. I don't know what he's going to do after this. Pretty much after you're in a Star Wars movie, I think your career... When you start, let me just back that up. With the exception of Harrison Ford. And by the way, if it wasn't for Harrison Ford's relationship with George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, and then Indiana Jones, which proved the versatility of that actor, I don't know if Harrison Ford would have had a career either after Star Wars. Once you're a star in Star Wars, I think that's what you are forever. I'm pretty sure that's what you are. Carrie Fisher, you get an occasional movie, but you're always hired for these movies by Star Wars fans. It's like, I'm a really big Star Wars fan and I want to work with somebody who is in Star Wars. So let me hire Mark Hamill. Let me hire, who else? Carrie Fisher, I guess. Carrie Fisher had a couple of roles. Star Wars actor John Boyega is going to, well, the problem is John Boyega is never going to get anything because nobody liked any of the movies that he was in. Nobody's going to go, I'm a big Star Wars fan, so let me hire John Boyega for something, for a voiceover or something like that. It's just not going to happen. Star Wars actor John Boyega hates white on black racism. You don't say. That ruined the world. John. Star Wars and Pacific Rim uprising actor John Boyega recently took to Twitter to declare that he really fucking hates racists. Everyone does. Following a video of 4 police officers in Minnesota arresting George Floyd. I haven't even watched this because I can't bear it. Am I going to watch this? Is this here? Should I watch this? Or what? I don't want to watch it. After Floyd was arrested, just tell me what it is. After Floyd was arrested and then placed in an ambulance, the Minnesota police reported that Floyd had died after a medical incident it's a medical incident after the police interaction, I see. During the police interaction. The reports also note that the police were wearing body cameras during the encounter. Those videos have not been released to the public at this time. Jesus Christ. Following the arrest, 4 officers involved in the arrest were fired. Mayor Jacob Fry made the announcement on Twitter, writing 4 responding MPD officers involved in the death of George Floyd have been terminated. So that's not exactly an endorsement. Sometimes this kind of thing happens and then the police officers are kind of like vindicated by the police office or the police captain, and everybody's pissed off. This time they were fired. So what the fuck happened? The Federal Bureau of Investigators were also brought in as part of the investigation. In response to this news and the video, Boyega tweeted, "I really fucking hate racists." He would double down on his statement when one person said, look at this angel of mercy. Look at this sweetheart. Hate us. No, go back and before you tweet, go back, especially if everybody's going to see your tweet. If it's going to get 585 likes, go back and make sure that you spelled it right. Hate is a strong word. We can't conquer hatred with hatred. We rather say that we hate their attitude. Marry this woman. Marry this woman, gentlemen. Boyega responded, "I said what I said." Speak for yourself at all times. And then, mwah, there's a nice kiss there. I think that's what that X is. I said what I said. She's like, stop being hateful. I think you can hate racists. You know, if you know someone's an actual fucking racist, I think you can hate it. I think it's okay. You know, Boyega would then clarify that the racism he was referring to was specifically white on black racism. His comments came after one man said he broke up with his girlfriend when she said she hated whites. Nobody loves racists. I'm from Nigeria. My ex said she hates whites, so I broke up with her. Damn, dude, way to... You gotta be kidding me. John, don't do it. I'm talking about white on black racism. John, no. Just say all racism sucks. Just say all racism is ugly. People should love each other, no matter what. Why would you say this, John? The kind that has ruined the world, not caused a little breakup with your girlfriend. Damn, John Boyega. Holy shit. Oh my God. The Star Wars cast are such clowns. They are such clowns, the Disney Star Wars cast. Why would you say that to this dude? Just say, even if you're only thinking about white on black racism, which of course you are, just say, I hate all racism. You're right. Racists are, I'm talking specifically about this. Oh God, not cause a little breakup with your girlfriend. Oh, after receiving some criticism on Twitter for his comments, Boyega would respond writing, Twitter academics tend to make something out of nothing. Fack 'em, he says. Fack 'em. This guy goes, I'm reading this and I'm trying to figure out how did people come to the conclusion that he was being discriminatory towards white people. He merely said he has a hatred for the extreme prejudice by exercise white people on black people. He never said blah, blah, blah. What do you make of Boyega's comments? I don't know. A nice fruit cocktail. I'm talking. I can't. Oh my God. Well, you know, this guy, I mean, here's the thing. Dexy Dale, cheers. You know, let me look at this. Yeah, I like this tweet. This guy got 7.8 thousand likes on his tweet. And it's like, yeah, I hate racism. Nobody loves racism. You know, this guy goes, it's 34,000. No, I just hate white on black racism. Oh, what did this angel get? Only 500. I got to like this too. This is, you can't, you know, I mean, forgive people, right? If you're a Christian, you can't hate people. You can just say, I hate the, you know, when you say, you know, love the sinner, hate the sin. I mean, that's what this is meant to kind of cover more than anything. You know, it's like, I gotta love this guy. He's a human being. He's my brother, but he is a fucking racist. I hate his racism, but I love him. I said what I said. Speak for yourself at all times, says John Boyega. That's alcohol. I think when people say, I said what I said, that's alcohol. That's like, I said what I said. I said what I said. Speak for yourself. Poor John Boyega. Holy shit. John the script leaker, that's right. He left his script for Star Wars in his hotel room. Oh goddamn. They had to kind of dunk on him. Yeah, Doomhouse says they're burning. I mean, look, we get these riots. It's absolutely insane. Insane every now and then, you know. It's like these things happen. It's just crazy. But what are you gonna do? These cops, you got to be careful. You can't. I mean, I'm gonna watch that video. I'm not gonna watch it. Should I watch it? I'll watch it without showing you guys. I think that might be the best way. I'll do a reaction video to this video. I don't want to show it, but let me just watch it. I'm gonna press play right now. said, please, I can't breathe. This guy's begging. I can't see what's happening because it's covered, like the angle is. Oh, I see. He's got his knee on his head. Jesus Christ. Get your knee off his neck, motherfucker. Fuck. He's begging for his mom. He's saying, Mama. All right, it's 10. The video's 10 minutes long. I'm a minute 30 into it. I'm pretty fucking horrified. You know. Yeah. All right, so I'm watching the video of you know, the cops. You know, they've got this guy Floyd, who is I don't know what he did wrong. I'm not sure. I'm sure he did something not that great, but they got him down on the ground. He did something not that great. They got him down on the ground, and they got. I mean, they're this guy's. He's on his face, right? He's on his face. On the ground in the concrete, and a cop's got a knee right in the back of his neck, like on the side back of his neck, and he's begging for his mama. He's saying, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Somebody, of course, is watching this go down. There are 3 cops around, and they're saying, hey, just get in the car. Just get up and get in the car. It's like, I will. So, you know, yeah, the cops took his rights from him when they killed him, says Amateur Ant. That's horrible, man. Jason Bascom says, sent you a Twitter inbox of something I just finished working on. It's not pegging. Tonight Comicsgate would like it. It's not Comicsgate related, though. Well, if it's not pegging, you know. Absolutely horrible. I can't stand seeing stuff like that, man. Police brutality is the worst because we trust these guys. And, you know, 99.9% of cops, you know, are good, hardworking public servants. But you've got these bad apples who... I don't know what's up. Power trip. Just no empathy. Why wouldn't you let this guy? I understand. I don't know what he did. I guess he was trouble. He was hard to subdue, maybe. But can you find another way? If he's saying he can't breathe, find another way to subdue that guy. Handcuffs should do it. Really, I don't get it. Fake news, says Last Crusader. I don't know. Well, you know, look, I'm just watching the video, and here's the thing: 2 facts. The optics don't look good, and then the end result isn't good at all. So, you know, what are you going to do? There's no way around that. It's just a fact. All right, moving on to something else. Let's. I'll tell you, man, the world. That's why I don't follow politics anymore. I don't watch the news. I don't want to know. I live in a world of frogs and hornets. And salamanders. I don't want to know what's going on out there because it's horrible. There's some bad stuff. Cyberfrog 2, Wrecked Planet. And thank you guys for supporting this so vociferously with such enthusiasm. Thank you from the bottom of my heart as we approach $900,000. Look at this, 891. We're going to hit 892 probably by this morning. And I dreamed of us getting to 900,000 by June 1st, and it looks like maybe that'll happen. Here's the video.
Loneliness is the coat you wear, a deep shade of blue is always there. The sun ain't gonna shine anymore. The moon ain't gonna rise in the sky. The tears will always cloud in your eyes when you're without love.
Poor Lily. Yeah, everyone. Cyberfrog 2, Wreck Planet. From the bottom of my heart, this book is my heart. Thank you guys. And every day something happens. Cyberfrog, of course, is a little bit. People talk about kind of self-insert characters. There's a lot of me in Cyberfrog and sort of his determination, his failures, and things like that. Stuff happens in real life that kind of influences Cyberfrog. Heather Swain being like a really, really good friend and stuff like that. That's all, Andrea and her, wisdom and maternal goodness. I mean, all that stuff. I don't know. This book just means everything to me. I'm not going to stop doing it. I think some people get into comic books because they've got some kind of sci-fi idea. But this book literally is kind of the last thing that I want to do with my life. It's like I want to be doing Cyberfrog. I want to get enough Cyberfrog books out there. I told Andrea I had a dream that I finished 20 issues of Cyberfrog. Like that was my legacy, 20 issues of Cyberfrog. That's what I want. That's what I want to leave behind. That's how I want to be remembered. This comic book is where what I want to say. Now that I've learned how to say things through comic books, this comic book is what I want to say. And it's saying a lot of things. So I'm excited to get your support. Thank you. Wow, I haven't looked at this in a while. Almost $2.5 million on Cyberfrog. Almost $2.5 million. Wow. That's great. Amazing. Where is it? I spent it all on Frogger arcades. So thanks guys for supporting this. And we've still got 369 executive Honeycomb boxes. Those are selling pretty quick. Make sure to get one. Cyberfrog 2 Unforgettable Tales is just kicking ass. I thought this was going to end at 100,000. I'm going to keep this one going because I think it's going to get to 200,000, and that'll be nice. Those are nice optics, especially when they've got the top 25 chart. You want to. It's a score. This is a score. You want your score to be high on the chart. Of course, of course. It's all about killing bees, guys. All of this is about killing horrible, awful bees. And we've got murder hornets in the world right now. Murder hornets are terrible. And by the way, murder hornets don't just die like they should. Whenever a wasp or something like that would get into my house, I would always it'd be buzzing up against the window and be horrible. Like I don't want any of the kids to get stung. I'd take a pair of scissors and just clip it in half. And it always worked if you just clip it right at the, at its thorax and hinder section there. What's it called? I just clip it, abdomen, and it would just fall into two pieces, instantly dead. That doesn't always happen. These murder hornets and these bigger wasps are ferociously horrible. Somebody put a video up on YouTube, and this was incredibly inspiring to me, even though it's awful. I watched this video, and I look at this. Giant hornet wasp beheaded and still angry. This thing was cut in half. Look at it. Look at this bitch.
Okay, so this is a large wasp that I caught just a few minutes ago. And
look at it. It looks at him.
Still pretty angry.
Oh!
It's trying to bite something.
This guy's just cut it in half. It's still angry.
Flapping its legs still. This is about 5 minutes after I
5 minutes.
I killed it or whacked it with a shoe. So the head fell apart from the body, and it's
now it gets.
As you can see, quite lively.
Just watching this is great because you can see. Look, the body's dead. The body's just right. Is it twitching at all?
It's just
really the head.
Big one.
Look at his tongue flying around in there. There's his finger for scale. What a weirdo. Why would you film this? I guess you have to film it if you cut him in half and then he's still moving 5 minutes later.
Snusburk.
I can't get enough of this. Look at him. I watched this like 100 times because I was just like fascinated with how the like he looks like he's like this is how a Vespus would talk. You know, his head would move like this. I mean, he cut him like right. He didn't cut the neck. He cut him right across the abdomen there. But you can see. Oh. I said I won't sleep tonight. Ethan says, "How's your father?" Sorry, but I mean, you learned something, right? This is educational, I think, somehow. He's just like rah, 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 rah. Pissed off. I wonder if he can see you, you know? This guy gets the camera right in there. Let's get it to focus. Get it to focus. Look at it. Look at the shit in his mouth. Like, just look at his tongue in there. Oh, that was like Predator. Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh, that was crazy. Oh, yeah. At this point, I'd just be like, you know, I'd have to kill that thing. This guy's my hero, Friedrich Dunn. It's automatically going to his video.
Okay, so I had a problem here with yellow jackets in the ground, and this is in the yard of an 87-year-old woman, and she can't mow or weed whack around her garden because of these little ground wasps.
Yeah, they live in the ground, guys.
So I'm going to do something different here. I don't normally use pesticides or insecticides anywhere on my own property, but I had to do something definitive in this case, and I did use pesticide here. Now, it comes in a powder form.
Yeah.
This is the 1 pound Delta Dust. And here's the jar. It is an insecticide. But as insecticides go, this is a very low key.
You know, I actually went to one of this guy's live streams, this Friedrich Dunn, because all of his videos are like sadistically killing bees and hornets and stuff. Like this guy gets rid of bees and hornets. We've watched one of them before where he sets fire, like he gets a flamethrower out. And he just burns the shit out of these wasps. I went to his live stream and I was asking him all these questions. He was, I was like, what are the most vicious kinds of wasps and all this stuff? He was quite happy. I gave him like $100 super chat and he was bowled over by that. You know, it's happy to answer my questions, but holy shit, this guy's a genius, man. What a great, here's my YouTube channel. I torture insects.
Deltamethrin, 0.05%.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you who are curious about what that is, that's the same stuff that's put on many dog and cat flea collars. So it's considered extremely safe for mammals, extremely safe for people,
right?
Unsafe for things like these yellow jackets. Now, what I want to do here is, because they activate when there's vibration,
let me bother them.
By, rides a mower by, uses a weed whacker. I wanted to get them boiling out here, and I want to see really what the population is in the ground.
Let's get them. Oh shit!
This is a very large nest of yellow jackets. Now, for those of you who don't know, yellow jackets will come out in groups like this. They'll cling to your pant legs.
Oh, I can hear them in my ears. No,
they hold on and they sting in groups.
Oh,
so yellow jackets.
You hear that buzzing in your headphones,
when it comes
man.
to very young people or pets, or in this case, an elderly woman. They can be actually dangerous and can put them into shock.
Let me just spill shit all over while I'm calmly talking.
With the Delta Dust. Now, throughout this test, I used about 50% of this 1 pound container. I did not buy the aspirator that some people use. I recommend that you really don't need that.
Oh.
You can just cut the tip off of the bottle here.
Oh, you got to be kidding me, dude.
Puff it right in. And I found that if you give it a nice long, even
puff, it's in my headphones.
Quite a distance down this hole. So I consider it to be.
And then he goes slow mo. Whenever he kills them, he goes slow mo.
Like this.
This is, you want to see this in slow motion.
Now, something I do want you to notice. This is not what I would call a knockdown pesticide.
No, they're
So you're
so
not going to
angry.
go up to a nest of hornets with this delta dust and puff it and expect them to fall out of the sky and die all around you. What they do is fly out in every direction.
Yeah.
These wasps were flying 100 feet or more as they came out. Of course, they
I
flew all
love
over
his
me.
calm,
I am wearing protective
kind of
clothing,
scholarly take on
and
how
I
to
also
kill
am
these
wearing a
bitches.
respirator as a precaution, even though the danger levels are extremely low when it comes to the risk to people. So again, deltamethrin is the active ingredient.
I want to get this
Delta
guy to
dust
my
is the
yard to
product.
kill all my
And what I'm
insects.
showing you here is a condensed 5-minute review of what actually took place over a 25-minute time frame.
All right, speed it
What I
up.
did notice is the wasps came flying out and they took off and flew to nearby trees. They flew onto grapevines. They go in every direction. So if you're going to walk out here without protection and puff a bunch of delta dust into a hole, you need to be prepared to get under cover somewhere. You need to have some protective clothing. They are going to come out. Now remember, I did thump the ground and I agitated them a little bit. If you just walked up and sprayed the dust in there, I suppose the response would be much reduced. But I like to get them active because I want
to film
those
them
that are in
dying.
deep shelter to come out and get through this dust and get it all over them. And then I want them to carry that throughout the nest. And what we're finding is out of preservation, they come out and fly away and don't return. Now, what was curious too, the scouts, those foraging wasps that have been out, are constantly returning. They don't seem affected by the dust at all, and they bomb right into the hole. And then ultimately they're going to die. So it's a slow process. Now, some people say just get a hose and get some soapy water and pour it in there.
That's one way to do
Well,
it.
the way they construct these underground tunnel systems, they're at multi-levels, and if the ground is pretty absorbent, which this is, it's a garden area, the water that you pour in is going to miss their primary brood chambers, which is what we really want to get with the dust. So soap and water might be a temporary fix to knock them down. It would not kill the nest unless you did it multiple times and then, of course, covered and buried them until they died. This way, it works definitively. Their neurological support systems here are going to be knocked out by this deltamethrin. And as of this morning, so we're talking about 18 hours after I did this,
let's see.
She does not see a single wasp going in or out of this hole. So I would say that it worked extremely well. So as a knockdown, immediate killer, it is not a success, but as a definitive killer, if you have overnight, if you have plenty of time to work with it, and you don't mind that they are going to fly out while they're covered in this powder, it's a very, very effective and what I consider to be a very safe pesticide, delta dust.
That's very good to know. Thank you very much, Friedrich Dunn. What a hero that guy is. Some of you were like, why are you watching this? It's because it's very interesting. I don't know what to say. I'm very fascinated by that. Maybe in my other life, I would want to be, I'd want to be some kind of exterminator too. What's the name of his channel? I think it's Frederick Dunn. I think that's what his channel is called. He's got lots of videos of him torturing bees, setting fire to them. I think he put like a drill on a drone and then flew it into a bee's nest and then filmed it. Like a buzzsaw. And then he just kept the drone flying in there and pissing off the bees so that you could see them come out of their hives. Yeah. Absolutely love it, guys. 100% love that kind of stuff. All right, let me see your super chats yelling at me right now. I'm sorry. I've been totally like, that's self-indulgent. All right, let's see. Only inviting people who have fulfilled on their campaigns wasn't a bad idea. Stoker, Weathers, Ernst, the Diaz brothers, Zach, and Tartamella, for example, says Rhino. I don't care anymore. I just, if it looks good, I got to just talk about it. Days of Clarity says, what did Zach think about his spot on Hail Salad? I didn't ask him. I don't know if he watched it. Tater Toddler Jeremy says, you missed one of my super chats, the Hamill one. All right, let me scroll back. He says the 2017 tweets between Hamill and Johnson. Ryan says, best way to watch The Last Jedi is on a plane. Mark says, good way to keep people from walking out of the movie. That's great. Yeah, that was funny. But I'd still try. I would still try to walk out on the movie. Let's see. Next project, Be My Friend application tier, says Captain Chokeout. I would do that. I would definitely do that, for well, I mean, look, what's his name? Sean Gordon Murphy has talked to me on Skype as a tier. Talk to me on Skype for $200. So why couldn't I have a Be My Friend tier, where it's like, hey, for $200, you can be my friend. I think I'd sell a couple of them. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't sell any of them. Okay. Can I be your BFF? Says Tater Toddler Jaharami. No, Liam is. Liam is my best friend right now. Trenchard1375 says, I was there at the beginning of He-Man Gate. Women counts as diverse if they are in the audience. Tejas Ranger says, it's cool to trash on He-Man. Original Thundercats is better. Anyway, Thundercats is way gayer than He-Man. Just as gay. Justifox says, if you can, check out the Ultimate Crusaders on Indiegogo. It's been a lot of Comicsgate streams already, including John Malin's stream. Jeg says, EVS, mind if I shout out War Dance Comics on Twitter? Some friends of mine, 100% CG, and trying to create their own superhero team book at War Dance Comics on Twitter. 6 a.m. Comics, again, says Apple Arcade has a game named Starfetched by yours truly. Perhaps you'll be inclined to check it out. Seriously, though, I get paid per download. Pay up. Michael Von Doom thinks that Skeletor is banging Evil Lynn. He says, watch the live action. It was made clear. He was talking sweet and touching her. Ew. Matt Becker says, one more word about He-Man and you can refund me. Matt, I'm sorry if you're a He-Man fan. I apologize. Jason Bascom says, sent you a Twitter inbox of something I found. I was just finished working on. It's not pegging. Thought Comicsgate would enjoy it. I mean, I could look at it. Let me see if it's probably pornography. When they say it's not pornography, it ends up being pornography. And I'm like, oh man, every single time. How come I don't see it? I'm looking in my emails and I do not see anything from you. Nope. I don't see it. That's weird. Well, maybe it'll show up. Okay. The cops took his rights away from him when they killed him, says Amateur. And Zero Depressive says, sad thing is, more elderly war vets in homes will suffer for that. Jeg says, convict the cop, shoot the looters, everyone wins. Zugi1 says, I'd back $200 more, but you give me the finger. I do not give you the finger, Zugi1. I love you. Amateur Ant says, humans live for a short time after decapitation too. That's never been proven to be true. People think that's true, but I mean, really, how would you know? If you get your head cut off, who volunteers to do that experiment? If you get your head cut off, see how long you live. Like, how would anybody know that? Most people say that that's true because there was a decapitation of some royalty. They picked her head up and held it to the crowd, slapped its face, and its face registered like indignation. I mean, that's like the most horrible thing I can imagine. You're like, your last thoughts are, holy shit, I feel a lot lighter and I'm being hefted into the air and smacked. Like you took my body away from me. I mean, that is spooky as hell. That is really creepy. Yeah. I don't think you live. I think it breaks your neck. I'm pretty sure getting decapitated qualifies as breaking your neck and severing all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there is not a moment that you recall. I hope not, anyway. Let me see. Ben Frail says Faces of Death stream. Let's see. Mike Dalton says, have you seen the Tarantula Hawk Wasp? No. Tarantula Hawk Wasp. Amateur Ant says, best way to kill a wasp is to dump molten aluminum, then dig up and you have a sculpture of the nest. It's pretty cool. I've seen those. 7 of 9 says, you didn't miss my super chat. I'm so glad. Well, Hung and Dunk says, Delta Dust, a hot chick character in Cyberfrog. Jason Bascom says, sorry, man, I'm unhinged entertainment. If it's not there, oh, well, it's just art. I'll find it and I will show everybody on Twitter. I will show everyone on Twitter. A lot of people, like I said, are excited about. A lot of people are excited about Flint Flossie, and because they're excited about Flint Flossie, they're actually sending Andrea links to Flint Flossie songs, hoping that I will watch them. And Andrea just forwards them to me. Of course, you guys want me to watch them? Of course I will. You know, why wouldn't I do that? This one in particular, of course, people immediately thought of me when they saw this one. So I'd like to share another Flint Flossie video. Now, stay with me. I think you guys are going to like this song. You guys have to trust me. You will like this song. Okay, here we go. This song's called I Want Pie. Here we go. Oh, yeah, baby.
Slicks back, baby. Ooh, pretty Raheem on the track. Oh, baby. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. I'm on my way home. Girl, get out the mirror with them high heels on. Baby, don't worry, 'cause I'll be there. Take off the shoes and let down your hair. See, I'm gonna take my time when I get it. First, I'm gonna grind it, toss it, cook it, then I'll eat it. See, girl, I know you love it. Yes, baby, I can tell. The way you cream on me, I'm gonna need a bit. Yeah, baby, your lips between your thighs are sweet, so then pie. So sweet, baby, and I won't pie. I want it. I say now, baby, your lips between your thighs are sweet, so then pie. Girl, I want your pie, baby. I want pie. Hey. It's like a dream. I need to have. It's calling, baby, between your calves. Lips like butter, know it now. Got some sugar. I'll be a taster when you're tasted. No need for toppings, baby, I'm your sugar. I can feel your ooze. It's finger licking, ain't no need for schools.
I can't. I'm sorry. These guys just kill me, dude. I like watching that dude romance that girl. Why? Because it's good. It's good music. These guys, you know, of course, that's Turquoise Jeep. Flint Flossie is a part of Turquoise Jeep, but that Flint Flossie is not in that video. But, you know, I wish he kind of was. I wish there was a little break where Flint Flossie kind of broke it down. El Largo 30 is in with his review. Wow, that was horrible. Well, you guys sent it to me. What do you want? You guys sent it to me. I said Flint Flossie and Turquoise Jeep. You guys have been watching all the videos. You sent that to Andrea. And yeah, that is the theme to my life. I want pie. Francis Lancer says, yeah, who cares? Well, it was just Peregrine Wings of the Falcon. Graded 0.5. They're a great YouTube show. These guys are awesome. This book looks terrific. $26,210. That's the power of Comicsgate. That's the power of Comicsgate. You don't need money. Well, you do. You do need money. A little bit of money to buy Peregrine Wings of the Falcon. Select a perk right here. I select these two perks. They're very perky. Preston Acevedo's paint. That was awful. What the fuck is the matter with me? Peregrine Wings of the Falcon. Preston Acevedo's beautiful painted cover. This was just completed. Very, very, very nice. Very nice, guys. Yeah, Peregrine Wings of the Falcon. Make sure to back this today. Look at the art, man. This is way better than Cecil can draw. You know, Cecil's pretty good, but this is better. Like you know what? I existed in the world where cash grabs, Cecil's cash grab drawing, like the self-portrait, was the best thing that I've ever seen in art. And then this shows up, and it's just like, what? Like, my mind is literally blown. Much better than Cecil. Much better than Cecil. Okay, Fragaboom, Black Flag Pineapple Perception. Your boy Dan Fraga is, kicking some ass with his own comic book here. I need to get Dan Fraga on here, but I probably need to do streams at a reasonable hour in order to make that happen. Cyberfrog, Unforgettable Tales 1 and 2, as we're shipping out poster after poster to people who are hanging them on their wall, getting high and looking at Salamandroid with, black light. They like it. The comic books are coming in. We are sending them off to the printer probably next week. Probably, maybe even this week. I think this week. Let's send them this week. I think it's done. I just have to write a little essay for the front. I just have to type out, hey, I'm Ethan, and this is my comic book. I hope you like it. If you don't like it, I guess recycle. Thank you, everyone. See you next time for Unforgettable Tales number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Et cetera, et cetera. That shouldn't take too long. I can write like that. This is Cyberfrog 2 Wrecked Planet. Wrecked Planet, guys. Wrecked Planet, a world of angry, pissed off hornets that have been cut in half and are still mad. God, that video is going to stick with me for a long time, especially when it spread its little beak open like real far and its tongue went like Predator. I didn't know hornets could do that. Another case for the Lit List Umbrella. Still doing great business. I wonder if Tug is streaming right now, because this is doing really good. People keep backing his comic book. Sunsworn, Edge of Annihilation. This has got to be over now, right? Is this over? It's in demand. $11,000, $11,073 for Red Gate Studios out of Philadelphia in the United States. I think that's somewhere near where I live. Philadelphia. You could fix that. What else do I want to say? Do I have anything else to say to you guys? Jawbreakers, Grand Bizarre graphic novel. Your boy Zach, what a hero. Everyone loves. Oh, he just sold a few more comics. Everyone loves your boy Zach. Everyone loves your boy Zach. Everybody loves pie. Yeah. I wish I could be as sophisticated as these guys. I think I could put together this wardrobe. I'm pretty sure I have jeans like this. I get a belt. I could do this. I could pull this look off. Big tie, unbuttoned top buckle, this hat, sunglasses. I don't know why I don't look like this now. I like this guy. This guy's a little version of Babyface here, dancing by this fountain. Yeah. These guys are my heroes. I look up to people like that. Flavor Seal jeans. Oh my God. All right, let me look at, I can smang it. Let me smang it, girl. Smash it and bang. Let me smang it, girl. All right, let me look at I feel like listening to Flint Flossy, so I'm gonna finish this stream. Let's see. Please answer tweet pie 0517. Let's see. Rin Wesley says, hail Flint Flossy and pie ballad. Red Gate says, hey, my man, got word that you're pimping Sunsworn while I was streaming the closeout. Thank you, my friend. Hail Comics Gate. Hail the chat. Thanks to all the supporters. Appreciate you all. Congratulations, Red Gaze. Now it's in demand. Sunsworn in demand. 6 a.m. says, you read my super chat twice. Now I feel bad. Here's $2. Just go through. Well, I mean, if that's the way it works, I could just go through and read the super chats twice, and then people would pay me twice. That's a good idea. I could get double the super chats by pretending to accidentally read them twice and guilt you guys into super chatting me twice. Might not work. Hey, Wednesday, yesterday, I guess, comic shops opened up again. Did you guys go? Did you guys go to a comic shop? I didn't. I don't think they're open in New Jersey. I certainly didn't check, but yeah. Let's see. Raptor says he lost 300 viewers on that. I know. I'm sorry. Look, music is important to me. It might not be important to you, but it's important to me. No, you guys didn't go to comic book stores? Okay, well, some people did. I mean, I think Clint, Sweet Casty, said he went to one. This is Bleeding Fool. Comeback campaign highlights return of comic and game shops. Diamond Comic Distributors and Alliance Game Distributors have officially restarted distribution, and many comic book and game stores are starting to reopen safely. I mean, is this really a big deal? What is going on? You know, it's as if there's AIDS on every surface. You know what I mean? Like, are people overreacting to this already? I'm starting to wonder if people are overreacting to COVID-19. If we're going to look back on this a little bit ashamed and embarrassed. Just, I mean, maybe this is worse than anything on the face of the earth. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the government isn't telling us something, or at least they're not telling me. But it seems to me like, this is a really bad, like, flu. And, it'll kill old people, but flus sometimes do, right? I don't understand why why we're doing this. It just seems a little odd to me. Tweeter Trash says, you can't guilt me into super chatting yet. Oh, crap. Thank you, Tweeter Trash. But we closed down the entire world. And I guess, if this is the way it is, if we're afraid of germs now, this is such ignorance. No, let me just talk ignorantly. Let me just run my mouth. Life has to go on at some point. The world feels weird right now. This has been a weird year. I mean, it's only been going on now for 2.5 months, but 2.5 months, it seems very long. How are we going to get back to normal after this? I'm afraid of even now when I see people, it's like I'm afraid to be near them. I kind of walk away from them. I don't shake hands anymore. I don't even elbow bump. I don't know what their elbows have been in. I don't know what they're up to. How are things going to go back to normal after this? Now when I pick up cardboard boxes, they feel itchy on my hands. I'm like, I get packages from somewhere. I imagine they're crawling with disease. I don't know how we get back to normalcy. It's kind of a weird thing. All right, let's see. So they're open safely. Let's reopen safely. Everybody in full body condoms so that we can buy comic books. What, you know what? If it's that bad out there, if things have to reopen safely, then maybe I'm not going to go to a comic book store. Maybe if it's a life-threatening situation, potentially, maybe I'll go like somewhere else. Maybe there's some places that I need to go that weren't open before. They're a necessity, but maybe comic books are going to be the last place. Maybe comic book stores are the last place I'm going to go to if it's that treacherous out there. With new comics and games starting to ship to eager stores and fans, consumers can look forward to games from WizKids, Renegade Studios, Wizards of the Coast, and others, as well as new stories from Image Comics, Dark Horse Comics, IDW Publishing, Boom Studios, Dynamite Entertainment, Marvel, and DC Comics, among others, in the coming weeks. What others? Highlighting the return of local comic books and game stores, Diamond and Alliance, but IDW, really? I don't see Valiant listed here. Maybe that's others. Aspen? Maybe that's others. Diamond and Alliance last week announced the launch of the Comeback TM to Mouth. Comeback to Mouth. By the way, now whenever I see TM, because of Preston, I just think of to mouth. So whenever you see TM, the Comeback to Mouth campaign. Centered around the rallying cry of our comeback will be bigger than our setback. Diamond and Alliance created the campaign in partnership with publishers and industry influencers to shine a light on the unique relationship consumers have with their local comic game. This is sad right here. I mean, this is sad, dude. Why can't can I open this in a new tab? Open image in a new tab. This is sad. I mean, this is sad. Like this belongs on a tombstone. Our comeback will be bigger than our setback. Back the comeback. Back the comeback. No, it won't. The setback was catastrophic. The comeback will not be bigger than the setback. The setback was absolutely apocalyptic for the comic book industry. And, you know, it might be that everybody gets back on their feet again, maybe. But this sad optimism reeks of denial, I would say. It's like you're in denial about things. When you see this stamp on things, it's like you're in denial. It's very, very sad. How about our crawlback will be slow and painful, but maybe we'll have learned lessons during our setback. Now, that's a stamp that I can understand. I would put that book, I would buy a comic book that said that our crawlback will be painful and slow, but maybe we'll have learned lessons during our setback. Hashtag have mercy on us. I mean, that would be much, much, much better. The humbling lesson of COVID. Kind of shone a light on the ridiculous way the comic book industry was treating its customers, the characters, the legacy characters it had been entrusted with by generations of smarter creators. You know, COVID just came through like the finger of God. You know, the finger of God. That's what COVID was. Okay, back to Comeback launch May 13th with the social media challenge kicked off by Steve Geppi, who likes boobies. I like Steve Geppi. He's a Republican. But, Bleeding Cool did a really good article where Steve Geppi he goes around and he follows Twitter thoughts and he compliments their boobies. He says, those are the best tits boobies I've ever seen. And invites them to ball games. Who challenged 5 friends to hashtag back the comeback and post messages of support for their favorite comic or game store while asking their friends to do the same. The campaign quickly gained traction across Twitter and Instagram with influencers such as Kevin Smith, J. August Richards, I don't know who that is, Todd McFarlane, I know who that is, Ming Chen, I don't know who Ming Chen is unless that's is that the villain from what's its face? Buck Rogers. And Steve Jackson. So I don't know who Steve Jackson is. That's the $1 million man, $6 million man, jumping on board to show their support for comics and game retailers and keep the challenge going. Soon after, fans heeded the call to back the comeback and expressed enthusiasm at being able to return shopping at their favorite comics and game stores, frequently citing superb customer service from the staff. Comic shops joined in as well, sharing photos of new comics and games as shipments arrived in poisoned cardboard receptacles. Additional information on Back the Comeback can be found at Back the Comeback, including a link to purchase campaign t-shirts. Oh my God. And more information. I'm going to wear the t-shirt on an upcoming charity auction to provide financial support to local comic book stores. All right. All proceeds from the t-shirts will be distributed to charities that support comic and game stores. See, now comic book and game stores are officially charitable, charitable organizations are donating to keep comic book stores and game stores open. I mean, that is something else. I do not understand that. I do not understand or support charities that exist to support local businesses. I don't understand that. I don't understand private charities doing that. Certainly, there are better places for money to go to. And why am I giving a local business any money at all in exchange for no goods? Why, if I cared about my local comic shop, which I do, hi Bob, I do care about you. I hope you're doing good. If I cared about my local comic shop and I was concerned for them, why wouldn't I, and I wanted to give them $1,000, why wouldn't I say, give me $1,000 for the comics? Why would I just give them $1,000 when they can give me product in exchange for that? If you want to support your local comic shop, go buy their back issues. Say, yeah, I'll give you $1,000, but I want a couple crates of comics. I mean, I don't, but I insist. Why would they do that? Why is there a charity for a local business that actually sells product, merchandise? God, the comic book industry is weird, guys. It's spooky and weird. I don't understand it. And this is creepy. This is creepy and spooky and weird too. But anyway, I wanted to see if any of you guys have been to comic shops today. Did you go? What did you think? You know, yeah, children with cancer. Yeah, maybe, you think? You're raising all this money. And by the way, no amount of money is going to be enough. No amount of money that we could raise is going to be enough to keep the comic book stores open. There are 1,900 comic book stores across the country. You know, well, 1,900 across the world, but 1,900 diamond accounts. And no amount of money that you raise, substantial though it might be, is going to be evenly divided among these shops and mean anything. You know, it's not even going to buy them dinner. Amateur Ant says the Democrat Michigan governor's husband got caught trying to get their boat in a lake. Meanwhile, the governor is calling protesters 1940s Germans and getting her hair did. Talk about hypocrites. Wow. Hail Comicsgate, are there any huge comeback new comic book event giveaways, says Christopher John. No, we don't give anything away. Comicsgate doesn't give things away. I mean, I do, but there's a purchase required. You know, it's like if you back the Honeycomb Box, you get stuff, you know, that you weren't expecting. And people are like, well, I bought the Honeycomb Box for $200 and it said it only had 4 books in it. I said, oh, ye of little faith. Now you're getting a Salamandroid toy. You didn't know you were getting you're getting a free Salamandroid toy that you weren't expecting. You know, I mean, that is very gracious of me. Amazing. Yeah, there are all these diseases. I mean, look, we have donated to charity. What charities have we donated to as Comicsgate? One in particular was, you know, male cancer in men. And I thought it was appropriate. Few reasons, actually. Some asshole comic book pro from England said that he wished dick cancer on Comicsgate just because of the success of Cyberfrog. I mean, do you understand how crazy that is? Why would you look at the success of Cyberfrog, which of course is a massive success? This is a massive penis enlarging success. And why would you wish dick cancer on that enlarged penis? Why would you do that? Well, somebody did. And so what we did was we just said, you know what, guys? We have a charity. If you donate to this, if you donate to Cyberfrog Blood Honey, we're going to give $10,000 to Orchid in the UK. It's a men's cancer research facility. You know, we want to support first of all, if, you know, this guy's wishing cancer on me, so it's like, I'll donate a little money there just in case I fall for this guy's evil witchcraft. The other thing is these men in comics do have a sort of cancer. It's feminism. It's weird SJWism. These former men now are, you know, ill. They're sick. They're sickened. They're ensickened with this shit. So we're worried about that. And then finally, the entire comic book industry has cancer. It's a men's hobby that has been infested with disease. So we gave $10,000 to Orchid. They were happy to get it. They were surprised and happy. They thanked Comicsgate and Cyberfrog customers. That was you guys. You guys did that. You guys gave $10,000 to benefit research into cancer specifically for men. Just because we were answering that one terrible insult. That's the greatness of Comicsgate. The absolute greatness of Comicsgate. And I'm sure we've done other charities too, but I don't remember them and don't care. I'm sure that we've done many wonderful things for a lot of people, but I don't remember doing them. And because I forget, you know, as soon as I do something amazing, I forget and I move on and I go, what else can I do? You know, what else can I do that is amazing for people? All right. One thing that I can do that's amazing for you guys is stream snipe. I can stream snipe. you know, a video that's going to happen. I know you guys are looking forward to this. There is a very weird fellow named Fan Advocacy Network. He used to be a comic skater. He's turned very embittered. He makes these crazy videos. He made a video that accused me of not giving value to my customers for Cyberfrog 2 Wreck Planet. He made it the day I launched the campaign. You can't do that. You can't look at my campaign on the first day and go, this isn't good value. That's not how Indiegogo works, you dipshit. That's not how it works. There's something called stretch goals. I need to, you know, what if I only sell, all right, look, what if I only sell one copy of Cyberfrog? Then that's it. I don't have enough money to do anything else. I don't even have enough money to make the one copy, frankly. But as time goes on, and as we raise something close to $1 million, your $25 investment becomes one copy of Wreck Planet that is chromium with a bonus comic book called Heartsick Horror, another Cyberfrog comic, and then another comic book on top of that, the Salamandroid Color Zine on top of that. You're going to get 6 trading cards, 3 of which are chromium, 2 big stickers, and a free Cyberfrog PVC toy and a Cyberfrog keychain for $25. And now what, Fan Advocacy Network? Where is your video about the incredible value of Cyberfrog Wreck Planet as opposed to Cyberfrog Blood Honey? Where is your video telling me that I am an amazing human being, a great businessman who cares for his customers, provides for his customers, takes a lean profit in exchange for seeing the joy on the faces of the people of Cyberfrog fans who are waiting for this next installment of Cyberfrog, who open their packages and are delighted by all of the goodies inside? Where is your video praising me? Where's my parade? Where's my ticker tape parade? And where's a parade for all people like me? Where is it? Fan Advocacy Network. And instead, this is what you do. You say, oh, come on my show and answer some questions. Your show isn't big enough for me. What, are you kidding me? Oh, Beatles, if you think you're so great, why don't you come here and play my garage? Hey, Beatles. Hey, Elvis, if you think you're so cool, why don't you prove it by playing my church picnic? No, I'm not playing your show. You can come on my show. I will make the video. You come on my show and I will tear you to pieces. No, I mean, I will treat you with respect as I question you in front of 1,000 and maybe even if he came on the show, maybe like 2,000 people. You know, I could make fun of you in front of a larger audience. Well, he invited me and he invited Comic Jax to be a part of his show. I did not decline. I didn't answer him. He says, well, since Ethan Van Scarver isn't interested in having a conversation, Preston Poulter stepped up. Well, that's the second best. I mean, if you can't get me, Preston Poulter. Preston Poulter is going to be on the show. He says, I will be having Preston Poulter on my YouTube channel to discuss a variety of comics and business-related issues. Oh, I love it. You know what? It's 1,000,000 times better. Guys, I would be so much less interesting than Preston Poulter on this show. We will be stream sniping the show, of course. Of course we will. Alfred Ortiz says, EBS, you still have to go on Dan Shaheen's show. I'm not holding my breath. No, I don't know. He hasn't asked me again, but because I don't know why, but you know, I'll go on. I would go on if the timing was right. 50 live views. I'll just wait for the stream snipe, says Jude Vanillian. Yeah, these people are responding to this outrage. Now, Preston Poulter being on the show, like I said, is way better. It's way bigger. Preston Poulter is tending to only appear on the shows of weirdos who are going to allow him to, talk about whatever weird nonsense he is while he is high to the gills. I will watch this show with you guys. We'll enjoy it. So let's see what you guys are saying. Is he going to discuss how he takes it from behind? Well, that's business. That's business related. So the answer is yes. Here's John Delarose. He says, awesome. John Delarose. John Delarose is excited about this shit. This is great. This is fantastic. Let's see here. Yep, just a lowly advocate for the fans. I think something else is going on here. His only advocacy is self-advocacy. That's true. Now, Rick Rotman is one of my favorite people. He was Comicsgate back in the old days of Zach, and then he was kind of like, I don't know, he thought Comicsgate was a hate group. He fell into that whole thing, started hanging out with Renfamous. And then as soon as I kicked Mike S. Miller and Doug TenNapel, we had that whole fight, and I stopped letting them on my channel. Rick Rotman came right back. He realized that, no, we're not homophobic. We're just, we're wonderful human beings. So Rick Rotman is Comicsgate again. I love Rick. He's got a great blog, and his matter-of-fact way of writing makes me laugh. Like, he doesn't flourish any of his thoughts. He just says them. He says, I would take anything Preston Poulter has to say about business-related issues and do the complete opposite. I don't know why that makes me laugh so hard. You should. Anything Preston says about business, any advice that he might have to give about business-related issues, just do the complete opposite. And that is the thing to do. Trajan, I haven't seen Trajan in a while. He goes, can you ask him how I can apply to have sex with his wife? That is another business-related issue. Look out for leakage. Ew. Anybody could do what Preston has done in business, especially concerning comics. Some people could accidentally achieve the success he has. He doesn't have any success, so that would be an accident indeed. You might have announced this way too early. Preston has a knack of canceling literally at the last second. A smaller channel who will plug him and he'll back out, then you'll be asked out. Maybe if you promise him Leroy will be there too, it may up your chances of him showing up. And Fan Advocacy says if Preston chooses to pull out, it's usually not Preston that chooses to pull out, it's his wife. Preston is not the one pulling out of anything. He says, that is his choice, I will adapt. It's usually the dominatrix that chooses to back out. Look at this. Whoa, that was a good one. I don't understand. Was that a joke somewhere? Nah, I'm good. I've seen more than enough of Little Peggy Poo Poo. Fan Advocacy says your choice, but it will be good. It will be good. It will be good. And we'll watch it on this channel. This will be good. He says, I'm regretting this choice already. Ew. I like Adrian Stone just because, ew. Nah, but thanks for the invite. I'll check it out on Nick's channel, maybe. Preston Pooper is one of his new names. Fat Irishman says, saw all I needed to see on Ricada Media Stream. Nick Ricada did a great video. We did stream snipe some of it where he just examined the legal issues of, Preston Poulter's, the legal realities of Preston Poulter's legal threats. Like anybody who, saw or laughed at his publicly released videos of him being pegged by a dominatrix in the butt, which was hilarious, is going to jail. Now, Nick Ricada is a lawyer, and he went through that and kind of, he came to the conclusion that nobody can go to jail for that. Nobody can go to jail for laughing at Preston, taking it in the butt. Everything else is a waste of time, as I truly believe Preston has some mental issues he needs to address. When he's on your stream, please encourage him to seek help. Fat Irishman, you're so nice. Be careful with Preston. I truly believe he needs counseling. Why would anybody want to watch a show? This is Peter Charon. Why would anybody want to watch a show with a complete failure of a comic maker who likes to get plugged by his ex-wife and try to spread lies about actual good creators with amazing financially successful campaigns? Have fun with that. Yeah, I mean, that's good stuff here. Come on now. Think of all the juicy puns you can use. We extended ourselves towards EVS, but he didn't accommodate. So we hope you can help us fill that void. That would have been better for Preston. Here's two trains smashing into each other here. This boy, maybe you'll break double digits in viewers as a channel. He will, but it's people are mostly going to be watching, I think, on my show. I think that's the way it's going to be. Cyberfrog artwork. Don't forget to make him lick it clean like a good boy. That's disgusting. I'd rather lick the inside of a city bus. All right. So, what is a guy with serious mental problems with no professional connection to EVS who is obsessed with EVS and weaves fantasies about him, stalks him virtually, and doxes people have to do with fandom? This is the NE plus ultra of the crapitude of social media. You're rewarding fantasists who demand attention, who behave in negative, reckless, and wholly destructive ways, who are neither fans nor professionals. And he says, well, I did offer a spot to EVS first. It's not my fault he never wanted to have a conversation, and Preston did. I don't think you should be so quick to judge. Says, I don't blame EBS. He's a famous comic book artist involved in promoting his work on social media. Your guest is someone standing in the street screaming outside his window. Preston will stiff you. Preston will stiff you, pun intended. God damn, I love you guys. I swear to God, I love you guys. Whenever this kind of thing happens, you've got to come with the funny. You got to do it. The shit-eating gimp will make for fun Sunday afternoon. Just make sure he removes the ball gag from his mouth before he tries to speak. Oh my God, just further proof that Comicsgate and EBS haters like fan cuckery here still need them to get any traction for their bullshit content. That's how you define success, when even your haters need you to get clicks and coins in the coffers. Of course they do. What the hell is even going on with all this BS? Makes me feel old. This might be like, I mean, we might look back at this as like just a wonderful point in Comicsgate history. I'd rather pull my fingernails out with pliers than watch asshat prick Preston Poulter. Unless you're going to attempt to rip him another asshole for being a dipshit, I'll pass on your show forever. Wow, that's harsh. Ask. Oh my God. Ask him how. Don't ask him this. Oh, you can't ask him this question. I'm sorry. Some of you might not be able to read this. Let me just blow it up. Colt Garcia. Ask him how wide his asshole was gaping after he got plugged in the ass by his wife. Presumably he wants a measurement there in terms of inches or maybe even feet, yards. So you can ask him. I mean, I don't know if he knows that information, but sorry, man. Everything's so funny. Like, why does this stuff happen? I mean, it's like it was the best week ever, the absolute best week. Yeah, people do want to know. We will believe me when I tell you, this channel will go live, and we'll watch the show. We'll comment from here. It should be interesting. Now, Preston's been on other people's shows before too, but Fan Advocacy Network is, he is, what would I say? He's a fraud. I think I would say he's a fraud begging to be exposed. He's somebody who is pretending to, to care about the needs, concerns of the customer. But really, he's got an agenda, obviously, and he's a big dummy. Like, those are the two things. Like, he's got an agenda. He's pretending to care about consumers, which is the current disguise. It's the skin suit that these anti-comic skaters wear. Oh, we care about customers. We care about your customers. We're advocates for your customers. You're not. You're just an asshole. And he needs to be exposed. So we will show his live stream with Preston Poulter, and it should be a lot of fun, guys. That's what this show is about. That is what we do. Peregrine Wings of the Falcon, my new favorite comic book, graded 0.5. 5 days left. These guys are terrific. I love them. I love their comic book. Make sure to get a copy of it. It looks really good. Jawbreakers Grand Bazaar graphic novel. This is another one by your boy Zach. Look at him. He's almost at 125. Let's get Zach to 125, please. Let's do it today. Let's do it today on this beautiful Thursday. That would be great. Let's see. Over here, Fragaboom's Pineapple Perception. This is Black Flag, a return of Black Flag, his series from the 1990s. Great artwork, of course. And Dan Fraga's signature. Excitement and enthusiasm for superhero comics and his sense of humor all rolled up into this terrific comic. Another case for the Lit List umbrella is another one. I'm telling you, every single time, Tug is popular. People don't understand. Tug is legitimately popular as a YouTuber, and his book looks cool. These two things, I understand this. This is the thing. I understand this character. I understand, that they're a supernatural detective team, daddy-daughter supernatural detective team. That is understandable. It makes me want to read the book. And he has pages down here that are complete, so you can get a preview of it. The art looks good, you know, and you know, you can kind of get a taste of what the book's going to be like before you decide at what tier you're going to invest in. And I hope you do invest in this comic book. You know, the last one was really good. This one's going to be good too. Sunsworn just went into in demand. Tonight was its last night of regular funding, and it ends on you know, $11,000. That's not bad at all. $11,000 for the first 2 months. It's now in demand. You can still get it. Beautiful Vinny T cover, and make sure that you're supporting this awesome Comicsgate creator. And this awesome Comicsgate creator, that's me, Ethan Van Sciver, Cyberfrog, Unforgettable Tales 1 and 2, as we approach 185,000 for this book, and more importantly, approach 200,000. That's where I want to get it. I think I can get it to 200,000 by the end of the year. I mean, it crosses. I get like $200 a day on this campaign. So if I just leave it up for the rest of the year, I don't know. Maybe I'll get 200,000. It'd be great. Cyberfrog 2, Wreck Planet. Keep talking about this today. This is important. Those of you who back this campaign on any level are going to get a free Cyberfrog PVC toy. You're going to be happy with that. And then if you back the Executive Honeycomb box, not only are you getting that, but you're also going to get this Salamandroid PVC toy is going to be included in your order. And it is going to, I'm sorry, it's going to be on a blister pack. I'm going to make you open it. But you can order another one if you want to keep one in the box and one to play with. But this is going to come free with your Honeycomb box. Cyberfrog is going to fit right underneath them here. You know, like these guys, he's like, hey, you know, you want my little brother, you got to go through me first. Everybody wants a big brother like that. That'd be cool. I wish I had a big brother who was Salamandroid, but I don't. I'm the biggest brother. I don't want. Well, my brothers are littler than me. Anyway, Salamandroid PVC comes free with your order of the Honeycomb box, or you're going to be able to buy it separately if you want to. But everybody does get a Cyberfrog PVC, and you know, thanks guys. 891,000. This is interesting here. This is the other evil that I have to defeat. The other evil I have to defeat is Blood Honey. In terms of backer count, we're now 1,000 backers away. About 1,050 backers away from beating the original backer count of Blood Honey, which was 8566. 8566. I need to get 8567, and then all evil will be defeated. That's all right. So that's like 1,000 backers. All right, we got 369. So that'll cut that number. If we sell out of the box, that'll cut that number down. You know, we'll have about 700 backers to go. Maybe I can sell 700 more copies of Cyberfrog. We can do it. We can definitely. Oh no, the Salamandroid toys. I'll definitely sell. Okay, I'll get there. I'll get to the proper backer number that I need to get to. You know, evil has to be completely defeated. There's evil at so many different levels. You know, I've got to. I got to defeat all the evil with this campaign. All right, let's see. Amateur Ant says, did Preston ask Doug and Mike's wife to peg him? The world will never know. I don't think it. Yeah, that's none of our business. We wouldn't know that. Michael Von Doom goes, gape unit measurement is watermelons. How many watermelons could fit in the gape? Oh, God. Oh, Michael. Amateur Ant says, how are you going to fit all that in a Honeycomb box? Maybe you need a Peggy box now. Well, it's not going to fit in. The toys are not going to fit into the box. They'll come on the outside of the box, I'm afraid. But you will get all the books. They will go in the box. Preston and Donnie like it rigged for his pleasure, says Amateur Ant. Amateur Ant is having a good time with this. He says, EVS, you should get Donnie and Preston together. I'm sure they like the same things. Antoine Dennison says, comics is like that wasp. It's dead. It just doesn't know it. That is a great point. Wow, I wish I had pulled that together, Antoine. I need you on my writer's staff. You need to be in the writer's room. You know, that'd be great. Let's see. Christopher John says, Hail Comicsgate. Are there any huge comeback new comic book event giveaways? No. Let's see. Texas Ranger says, mainstream realizing their mistake, wishful thinking. They're so far up their own asses. Mr. Wonderful says, if you have stopped shaking hands, more lives have been saved. Well, that's true, and I have. Arthur Brown, the Uncanny Kodiak, says, it's one giant social experiment. You know, Dr. Ian Malcolm says, just got home from work and received the Rumblebee trading card in the mail. Hail. Amateur Ann says, Zach's rant about comic shops opening earlier was thumbs up. I got to watch that. All right. You can't get me to, okay. I think I'm caught up with super chats. And I'm going to go to you guys. I promised you that I would talk about War Campaign if you want to. We've got 1,025 people watching. If you guys have questions, I will answer them. Let's just look at the chat and see what's up. Everything EVS says is scripted. Yeah, I have, you know, what did Obama used to use? I have those on either side. I'm reciting all this stuff. It's not off the top of my head. Ethan is fat, but he don't know it. I don't know it. I'm just wondering why my clothes have shrunk. You know, I'm not aware of what the problems are. Let's see. Prepared says, hi, me. Let me see. Don't care. Nah, move on. Nah, let War Campaign do their own thing. Let me see. Teleprompter. That's what I was looking for. JDA did a good Vestige review. Says Michael Oxmall. It's good to see Michael Oxmall still here. People are saying they don't really care. All right, so we won't talk about War Campaign. Well, I mean, look, I mean, the whole thing is I leave it open to you guys. If you guys have questions, I will answer them. But like literally, nobody has questions. Let the healing continue. Yeah. Move on. Okay. All right. That's what we'll do, guys. Funniest part of the War Campaign show was them laughing at SJWs on Twitter. That's good. That's good. That's what they should be doing. All right, guys. What can I tell you? I'm getting to work. It's 4 a.m. Thank you guys for joining me. It's 1,000 people at 4 a.m. Who've stuck with me through this ridiculous show. Twitter Trash says mummy news. There just hasn't been any. There hasn't been any mummy news. Everything is quiet on the mummy front. But I'm listening. When I hear that there's mummy news, I'm going to bring it to you. You know, are you kidding me? I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you guys for backing all of the books. All of the books moved tonight. Appreciate you for your support. Keep your eye out for good Comicsgate projects. And when you see them, back them and let other people know. That's how Comicsgate grows. Love you all. And I'll see you all again tomorrow. Well, later today with another video. Take care.